Hello and welcome everybody to the semi-finals of the Hogs of War League Playoffs 2023. Tonight I am joined by Axpy.
Hello! Goddamn, you kind of scared me with that intro.
Keeping you on your toes. And we do have Ant-Man here as well, but I believe he's still getting coffee. Nevertheless, we have 5 beautiful rounds to go through tonight. We're playing on Coldfront, Chill Hill, Grassy Knolls, Pitch Invasion, and if we do go to a 5th and final round, it will be on my baby, that is Barnyard Blitz.
Your proud baby.
Yes, my proud. I know I mention it every time, but it's true. And the good thing is that if we don't get to see it in this round, we will definitely be seeing Barnyard Blitz in the next one, because that will be the very first round that we see in the second game. So it is ADB versus Revan, and game 2 of the semifinals will be Mefisto versus Niclas. That one is once again pre-recorded, but we do have both Niclas and Mefisto in the chat, and everybody else. Angurio, KB, Komori, just Mashe's in there, Aga's there. Welcome, guys.
Everyone's in there. How's everyone doing?
That was perfect timing, Ant.
And I'm back.
So good, so good. But yeah, Coldfront is our starting point. ADB is raring to go, I can imagine, but he's starting with the Scout Med Scout, Gunner Sapper, so getting rid of one of those gunners quite early on. Meanwhile, Revan is going with the Med Sapper Scout, Para Scout. So we have doubles for both players when it comes to scouts. What are your thoughts going into this round, guys?
I know for a fact that Coldfront is not an easy map, and it's kind of a map where people tend to take the couple, but you know, best of 5 has a whole other economy compared to best of 3s. So yeah. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off so soon, Ant, but yeah, I try not to spoil all of the lineup for each round early on, but the tactics that are being used by both players are quite spicy for best of 5, having to distribute the limited amount of scouts. I mean, you've got that one extra para, so you don't need to worry about that. And we do have Chill Hill, which is kind of para central. But Ant-Man, if you were to play on Coldfront right now, if you were in either of their positions, what would be your first move? Not to put you on the spot or anything.
A sip of coffee to start?
If I was there looking at ADB's lineup, would just be go mental with poison. Put it simply, it'd just be trying to just poison as much as possible.
Yeah, I think I know for a fact that both of these players know where the healing items are. I'm going to be very interested to see who... Oh, what's going on there? Be very interested to see who exactly will receive the healing items first. Sorry, I just realised you got disconnected there, Ant. That was...
Yep, we're good. We're back
okay,
on now.
All right. Hopefully that doesn't happen too often, but as long as it's not the players being interrupted, I guess that's all that matters. A lot of people saying that Coldfront is actually one of their favourites. And nice to know, Peggy. It's nice to know from Pin Software. Nice, appreciate it. But yeah, I think we should be good to go.
Yep, I'll tell the boys.
Yep.
Sounds good. The audio levels we have checked, they do seem good. Game audio should be fine. Won't be any ear rapiness this time or complete silence as we had in the quarterfinals. Hopefully all technical difficulties will be out the window. But once again, big thank you to everyone joining us this evening. Yet another Wednesday evening of Hogs of War, but we love to see it. So Scout Med Scout. So I have a feeling ADB is going to want, if he is going to go first here, if he gets that benefit, he will be looking to collect the medical darts. Again, it all depends on spawns as well. So if you can get, I mean, he's far away from the health crate, and he's fairly far away from the medical dart crate. He could make the jump and get the self heal from here, but it will be ADB to go first.
It is kind of a huge deal starting in this map, especially with the lineup so similar between the two players.
Yeah, I mean, Revan's he's gonna look. Revan will actually get the MoMA, so I'm curious to see how ADB is gonna try and. I guess going into like turn 6, he's going to maybe heal the med. I don't know, because the Moma reversal and everything is kind of out the window. That considering ADB is not going to go first, and this is also a strange turn as well because Revan can now just go ahead and collect the health crate, but it then puts pressure on him now to get that health crate and get the Moma at the same time. So we'll see in the next 20 seconds. Does this pig have the legs to make it? Place your bets, boys. Okay, Med's
like
right there.
this.
He's fine.
It is right there, so it looks like an easy job.
Yeah, I make it seem so dramatic. So I could kind of see what ADB was trying to do, but I guess, is this going to be his second attempt to now poison? Okay, no, it's not. Have I written it? Oh, it's Revan. What am I saying? Yeah, sorry, Revan has
ADB missed his
Zapper.
turn.
Yeah, and I think you've been disconnected again, Ant-Man.
I think I might have been.
Yeah.
It appears to have stopped.
Right. Well, on my screen, the sapper is moving, so
There it is.
it's moving towards the barrack, which has the sniper rifle in it, and where the previous scout was also located, and the TNT.
Yeah.
And I got disconnected too. I guess.
There we go, we're back.
Okay, so
No, someone desynced.
I think that.
Oh, maybe it was you, Ant, that tried to reconnect.
Might be.
I don't know. Revan stopped the game, so I guess the two players will have a.
Yeah,
Up
this
and
seems to be the
very
one
rapidly.
issue with net play. It does not enjoy spectating whilst also doing something else at the same time.
Nope.
It's a bit of a pain for both player and commentator. That Italian internet, ooh. Well, hopefully we should be okay to continue.
Looks like, yeah. And we have a TNT from the engineer on the scout. I don't know if you're up to date.
We missed him moving to the
Yeah,
scout, but yeah.
He moved from his spawn position, which was basically on the other side of the map, to here. Collected the sniper rifle and then TNT on the scout,
Okay.
which was first on ADB's lineup.
So now, having had that poison removed from the health crate, which again just seemed like a bit of a bizarre turn of events, if I'm honest. Given ADB's knowledge of this map, I'm curious to see what he's going to pull out of the hat that I'm kind of missing, but I don't know, maybe he was banking on his medic being further away so that Revan couldn't have gotten the MoMA, but he took a chance and it didn't necessarily pay off, but he at least has one dude poisoned now.
I mean, we did some practice in the morning, so I can tell that I feel like the main focus for him was collecting the medicine dart, so
That's true, yeah.
That he can reverse the MoMA, like force it, not with a.
Well, are we now
with a
going to see a
turbo
double
power.
from Revan, though?
Yes,
That's a
indeed.
Yes.
beautiful double.
That's a nice bounce. Yeah, I can see what he was doing, but I feel, I guess it makes sense having a separate player that is not your own orderly with the healing, and oh my goodness, that could have been very costly. But
And also the second healing item in the red sand.
yeah, I'm surprised that shouldn't cost him. He should still get this shot away, but I'm still. I don't know, I'm surprised by Revan, because I know that he knows a lot of the skips that can occur on these maps, so for him not to have collected the self-heal is quite surprising, but I don't know, maybe it'll pay off for him and he'll work around that, but he has to get rid of one of these scouts ASAP, because the faster you can the faster you can remove those poisons, the better. Goodness gracious.
We got another one for the soundboard. So the soundboard, ladies and gentlemen.
Remove it, boys.
Remove it.
Rattle them, boys. All right, yeah. Aga thinks that he's predicting that ADB has already lost this map. But starting on Chill Hill is not going to be that huge advantage for Revan. I mean, I have to say that I beg to differ, purely based on the lineup. But we'll talk about that in round. We'll talk about it in round 2. For now, Revan dealing the damage.
Yeah.
ADB did mention his quarrel with Sappers, and that he is going to be chancing it a lot tonight with the shrapnels. I mean, I can tell he's been practicing with you, Axby, because that was a perfect hit.
Oh, god damn! Oh my god!
Oh, he gets the kill. Jeez,
I was not looking. I was looking at the chat for a moment. Jesus.
I think that was a 90. I think.
Based on the amount of 20s, that's at least a 90. If not even more.
The scout is deleted. Revan does have one more, but he now needs to. There's nobody really to heal in his vicinity. So,
which probably means that scout didn't even take a turn. Which.
Yeah, no, that was his scout that was going 5th, so it went straight back to the med.
And now we have a potential for a healing medicine dart on the scout on the medic.
Yeah. So I figured it would come back around and pay dividends for ADB. This is the big benefit of not going with the medic in first. Second can pay off. It's just how you work around that, really. Because I guess... I don't know. I guess, Revan was completely caught in a trap there. Because there's... Even if he had not tranquilized the med and tranquilized somebody else, the medic could have then gone and healed it and removed it. So either way, it was kind of lose-lose for Revan.
The only viable play would have been to tranquilize the scout, which would have been next.
True, but then ADB's medic still would have been able to take a turn and kind of counter it. So, I don't know. It's
Scout. This scout is getting healed now. Would have had his turn straight away. So that would have been probably the play. But the scout being low health, so maybe you. Oh, it wasn't on 18 actually. So that wasn't even an option.
So moment is reversed. And those darts...
Yeah, there was actually nothing you could do.
yeah, exactly.
The only target you could tranquilize was the scout, but the scout was at 18, so the trunk would have killed the pig. So
yeah, and it was one of those instances where even if you had resisted the urge to tranquilize and just damaged anyway, again, the medic still would have been there to halve that damage, or at least heal the 20. So Revan is now focusing in on the medic. He needs to be very careful of his hitboxes. That looks too far to the right, and he's missed it. No.
Damn.
This seems to be paying off for ADB. I mean, the shrapnel on the scout was just a beautiful hit as well. So that's just added to his tally of... I'm not even going to call it good luck, because it's genuine skill of picking the right lineup. And he's doing a nice 360 possible no-scope. No, he's going for the barrel.
360 barrel.
Yeah, which is perfect because the power is close enough for that to deal. I think that's 54.
53.
53 damage. Yeah, the power's kind of just been killing almost completely unnoticed.
Yeah, I think that was what Revan was hoping for. He can get a kill here if he's able to... Oh, actually, no, that's annoying. He can get a kill, but it would... be much more beneficial if he had one more jetpack. So he's going to try and nudge them together and then get the kill. It depends how far this guy slides. I think that's too much. Yeah, he's too close. So he is going to try and push them. That's a little bit... Okay, that's fine. It's fine. He is dead, and that is perfect placement. Full 20. Little bit of splash on himself, but 5 is going to be okay.
And that's gonna be, I guess, the medicine dart again getting recollected from ADB with the gunner.
Yeah, that's now he. Oh my god, this guy is going to be stacked. Self heal plus medical dart.
He's got the self heal as well.
Yeah, that's slightly terrifying for a gunner, but we'll see how that plays out. But I think with the double health advantage, I mean, Aga thought that it was over for ADB, but I feel like this is. Not over yet for Revan, but it's looking very, very much in ADB's favour, because if he can plant this in the right spot, he could get insane amounts of damage. If he can get the explosion... Explosion, hello? No explosions, okay.
No explosion.
No barrel.
I thought it was maybe in range to trigger it. But I guess if we look at the placement now, if ADB can show us... Yeah, look at... I mean, that's...
Just shotgun the barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or... If you really want to be as efficient as possible, maybe a grenade launcher, but...
It wouldn't be enough to trigger it. I mean, he'd have to be stood, like, where that white patch of snow is, like directly in front of the barrel.
Could work. He's definitely thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't think this is worthwhile. It's gonna be too much to. It's not gonna be enough to trigger the barrel.
Yeah, I agree on that.
But I guess he is trying to just nudge him next to it so that the next turn he can get the kill.
Just get him out.
It's other side, and it's his turn as well.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
It was a really good idea. The thought was pretty damn brilliant.
Yeah, I think it would have been more beneficial to just shoot the barrel. You would have gotten more damage, but nice.
I know what I would have done.
I'm a bit scared to ask.
Of course, shrapnel, and hoping that it went.
Oh man, I don't even know. I don't even want to know what kind of carnage that would create. But with the final sniper rifle shot from that crate, the orderly takes 60 as Ant-Man is disconnected once more.
This is going to disconnect me in a second.
Okay, then medic is now going to heal the gunner. So removing poison, taking it back from 100 to 125. And probably gonna continue with the MoMA. And yeah, of course, ADB stopped the game.
Much appreciated, ADB.
Yep, we're back.
Yeah, he knows. He knows. And he can still maintain the MoMA and Trank. So this has been, I think, one of the best examples of how you can utilize the medic going second. Again, it is specific because the crates available and the, I guess, ease of collecting them does play a factor into it. So it's not exactly a strategy you can use on every single map, but definitely the best example I would use.
I totally agree, and also I would add that, I mean, this probably the plan was stronger with going first than going second, but it definitely, he took a risk and it definitely played out. And this kind of situation, when it's an in or out game, you might put your bets and place your bets and just pick a strategy. If it works out, it works out.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
this is
exactly.
definitely what happened.
I think the health pools now are significantly great. I can see that Revan is trying to get the skip on the med. There's no way that ADB can reduce his medic down below 15 to avoid the skip. But this is going to be a perfect double. Beautifully done. And this para is perhaps the most useless. No jetpacks. He is going to look to just straight up kill the med, which is equally a good idea, but cannot get the right angle from that position. And with
I feel like Revan is a little bit out of ideas, and I think he's in his position right now. Everyone would be.
Yeah, I feel for him greatly. It's a difficult position
Also,
to be in.
I just realised Revan can't get the skip on the medic because he doesn't have a scout anymore.
He does have a scout. He's in the corner.
He does. 140.
Yeah, he's hiding in the corner by the trees.
Oh, sorry, yes, I've just spotted him.
Because in his previous turn, he thought about poisoning him and then was like, well, he's on 60, so if he can reduce him down to 20 and then get the skip on the next set of turns. I mean, he's not out of it, but I'm terrified of this guy. I thought ADB was going to heal the power for a second there just for shits and giggles, but I feel like this turn specifically is going to seal it for ADB. I mean, Revan can still prove me wrong because that orderly is still sitting pretty on 80 HP. So if he is able to remove one of the poisons from one of his other pigs, either the sapper or the para, preferably the sapper.
Yeah.
But okay, it will be a skip.
I would like to.
And is he going to try and put it next to his own medic to kill him as well?
I mean, this
is that what ADB's trying to do?
Yeah, this could be it. This could be his method of avoiding his own skip turn whilst gaining a skip and damaging the med. Is it enough? No. But it should be enough to damage the medic on Revan's team. Sorry, what were you going to say, Axby?
Yeah, I was saying that the situation is looking great if you're in the in the boots of ADB right now, but
in the red camp.
But the thing we discussed also today, it is important to not let your guard down, especially in those situations when everything feels smooth. That's the moment when you have to start to worry and especially to not be the one who lets loose and makes the mistake.
It's very true.
That's how ADV is going to avoid the getting a skip turn is just by tranking the scout.
Yeah, it's been 3 skip turns in a row for Revan now, and that means that this scout is free to poison the med, which should, in theory, seal it for ADB in this first round. As long as he can keep his cool, like Axpy was just explaining, you can be in control of any game throughout, but all it takes is one just sudden change of events to switch it up, and I think Revan is accepting his defeat, giving himself a skip, and
feels like white flag right now.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. I mean, we've seen some crazy turnarounds where it's looked very one-sided and switched up. We saw in the second quarterfinal, Niclas and Angurio on that graveyard shift match where it was all going one way. It was Niclas was getting just destroyed in every aspect, but slowly but surely he was sneaking in those poisons, and it paid off for him in perhaps the best way possible, winning the round. But effectively, we've got to call it at this point because there is not much that Revan can do. His scout is going to take double damage from both TNT and potentially the med's death here. Or in fact, he could even be pushed off the map. ADB could have just plonked it onto the scout and he could have slid off, because that area up there is very dodgy. In fact, there's potential here. No, okay. He was in the way, but... Okay, you see the med's gone. The med is going to die. That's all you need. You just need to put him into that area and he will slide down. It's one of the big downsides of this map that does annoy me a little bit, but...
I'm guessing there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, I'm surprised, if I'm honest, because... Okay, no, Revan's just... full on, it just wants to move on. That's fair enough. I thought maybe he'd try and body block and stuff, but... Never mind.
No.
Well, in that case, we can wholeheartedly change the score already as ADB blasts this pick in the face with a rocket launcher. What a way to end the first round on Coldfront. But it will be...
After the last of a pig that dies for poison.
Oh, there it is. There's the...
So ADB takes round 1.
4 scouts in the 2 lineups could have ended also. Can just end with a -2, -3 per side in the scoreboard.
That's quite possibly the maddest Coldfront I've ever seen, and that was brilliant to watch.
Yeah, well, getting the scouts out of the way, I guess. ADB takes round 1, and we must now switch ISOs. So we will be taking a very small break to change that up, and then hopefully we should be able to fly through the next 3 rounds. But it will be Chill Hill up next. Stay tuned.
Sorry about the crashes.
So welcome back, everyone, to round 2, as we move on to Chill Hill, of all places. As you can see, Mr. Angelo is going with the double para, single scout, double gunner strategy, so we can already tell what his thinking is, but as I mentioned in the previous round when referring to Revan's lineup for this second round, he is going with the med double para, sapper gunner. So you can instantly tell what Revan's plan is going to be, and he does have that first turn advantage. So, Axpy and Metalman, thinking about Revan's first turn, in that he will look for one of those paratroopers, do you feel like ADB still has some kind of advantage unless Revan...
Is Medic going first in
Revan's lineup, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like with double para, there's no big deal. Since Medi is gonna go for the paratrooper, probably for Mule, then the other paratrooper is taking one of the pillboxes.
Okay, let me rephrase it then. Okay, do you think that with his first para turn, he will look to... Oh wait, no, because he can collect the Ephraim as well.
It really will be depending on spawn. If he will manage to go do the rank and grab the Ephraim.
It kind of depends on whether Revan...
He could get, the first pillbox and then destroy the other one, which would leave ADP without Ephraim and without pillbox.
Yeah.
So it would be huge.
Also, I know that there's the skip. You can get to one of the artilleries without a para. Whether Revan's just going to do that and just armor up his medic in an artillery. Maybe that is his plan.
that would be
so many options.
Yeah, I actually really like that strat. That is a nice one. We don't see it enough. The defensive medic # where is KB? But
if I was any good at doing what Niclas does and skipping things in maps, that would be what I'd be doing.
Yeah, well, I guess.
But I'm bad at this game.
Chat, what do you think? What do you think he's going to do? Do you think he's going to go for the standard body block on the para? Go for the Poma, the Mopa? Do you think he's going to go for the standard body block and then try and destroy or damage the other artillery? Do you think he's going to put the medic in there if he gets a good spawn? If he can get a defensive med in the artillery? I doubt that one significantly just based on the spawns, but I guess we'll see. If ADB's ready to go, then...
Tell him.
Yeah, I mean, he is... at a disadvantage going second, but it all depends on Revan's speed and whether or not he can find the necessary pigs and crates at the same time, because it is possible to collect the Ephraim and get in an artillery and use it within the same turn, but you have to be incredibly quick. And don't forget, there are also health crates on this map as well, which nobody seems to collect until fairly late on, but I don't know, we'll see.
Well, I like Moscow for the Medical Scout.
Yeah, that's a nice one. That sounds like it sounds like a code name. Codename Moscow.
Codename Moscow. Yeah. Probably somewhere in Russia.
Exactly. So this med is close to a health crate, but he's not going to have enough time. I mean, they're pretty.
We have to remove the voices once again. Well, we did switch files, so.
Yeah, he has a paratrooper to his left. The other one is on the other side, and I think he is going to stick with this guy. Although he has to make sure.
Looking for Mule.
Yeah, Mule is in this corner. Yeah, so he has to make sure.
Mule is the first power as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So now he needs the perfect turn. Grabbing the Ephraim, and then get one of the artilleries and destroy the other artillery.
Yeah, but his position, that's probably the worst spawn you could have, because that's a long way to go to collect the Ephraim. I mean, he can collect this crate, which is switched for the... He's got a self-heal, which is going to be very helpful.
Yeah.
So
if he's not going to be able to get the Ephraim and get in the artillery, now I don't think...
Oh, well...
And a disconnect.
We won't know, because Ant-Man's internet says no.
Oh, dear. My internet is saying no to everything right now.
Revan trying for the 100-pound shell to the other paratrooper of ADB. Slides into the minefield and dies. Oh, that's huge. So now it is back to ADB Scout. Holy.
Ant-Man,
Well, that's
are
quite
you
recent.
reconnecting or no? Oh, you are, okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
I can share the screen eventually if needed, so let me know.
I think we're okay. I think so.
Okay, so this is what happened now. The 100-pound shell on the artillery, he did hit the second paratrooper for ADB, and it did slide in the minefield. So basically now ADB is in the second turn, but with his third pig.
Okay.
So he's not able to get the pillbox, and neither to destroy the pillbox from Revan. So
Ooh, that's...
this is a huge position for Revan now. He's gonna
Yeah. So
actually get
Revan's
both
now
of
just
the
going to
pillboxes.
take both artilleries, yeah.
That's something we do not see very often, but it is yet again just another example of how powerful the lineup can be if you get it spot on. This, I think, is yet another example of why I love the pig pull so much, because a lot of the guessing game is trying to figure out trying to counter effectively what you think. I mean, that's a terrible shot. Trying to counter what your opponent is going to bring, and you don't know what ADB was gonna bring here. I mean, a lot of the time, I know that the paratrooper double paras on Chill Hill is kind of the meta, but because we're so early on, like, the med is a good choice for the first turn. So trying to get some kind of block on there is a good move, and it's paid off.
Definitely paid
I love how KB's in the chat, like, Revan's going to find a way to screw this up, don't worry about it.
Ye have little faith. But at least that'll be one artillery less for ADB to deal with, and that actually puts him in a perfect position. Oh, I thought he was going to slide into the minefield, but all he needs is a slight nudge, and that will be a kill.
Still 2 turns to do that.
Yeah, and ADB's got a long way to go into the center as well. But this is yet another perfect spot here for Revan. It's all paying off. And I feel once again we have yet another match with ADB where the first 2 rounds are very much one-sided to the player going first. Near enough every mine is detonated. Yeah, that will be a kill.
Yeah, I mean, damn. So ADB is down 2, no medic. The opponent has a medic, so probably some tranquilizer are gonna come. 1 artillery up. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah,
a lot to do to come back if eventually that happens. But
yeah, see, with this paratrooper,
Revan just nailed the perfect start for this map.
I'd be tempted just to get on top of the artillery and just hide up there. That
would be a very much
honestly be my play.
Wouldn't be a terrible move. I'm surprised ADB's not looking for the kill. He is looking for the med damage, which is fine. Get a solid 80 here if he can get the full 60, which he does.
As with getting on top of the artillery, there is a quite major flaw in it that I found out practicing with Niclas of all people. That you just fire a poison shell and then detonate it instantly, and your pig gets poisoned.
Oh yeah, that is true. I did forget about that one.
I only know that because Niclas did it to me in a practice match. I was like, oh, damn it!
How dare you! I thought I was safe.
I thought I was being all clever and I wasn't.
That's unfortunate. I could see Revan was maybe thinking about body block, but when there's so little pigs, what shall he do? But no point of body blocking at this stage. Damage is good. And
yeah, like I say, all Revan really needs to do is just deal the damage, and it's pretty much set at that point. Like, I can't see much ADB can really do.
Yeah, I still find it fascinating how this game was potentially decided within the first 3 turns. I do like those kind of matches. If you can get off to a strong start on the right foot, it will pay dividends in the late game. But as KB mentioned, Revan just needs to keep his cool and maintain his focus, because ADB pulling out a double. Oh my goodness. Gets a lovely bounce. I know, that was beautifully done. And the most dangerous pig on the field is poisoned. So,
It's the only one that can't be healed by himself.
yeah. Yeah, so it does remove
The poison.
but this is...
And he's on 35 health, which is...
Yeah, that wasn't the best if he was looking for a body block there, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So this is where Revan needs to collect absolutely everything and pick his target wisely. Because he does not want to gift ADB any kind of easy... Oh my god, 7 jetpacks! We've heard about 6 jetpacks, but have you heard of 7? This guy is nudging them together. And I don't think he'll have time for another one, so this should be just a simple nudge, as the G-Man says, but his position is a little bit awkward, I will admit. But he will have chance to deal yet more double damage onto both, so even if ADB can push him towards the minefield, because he does have the high explosive as well, he can get a potential skip on the medic whilst pushing this guy into position, so I'm not going to count ADB out of this one just yet. He is just going to plonk it all onto the paratrooper unless he spins around, goes for the high ground. Look at the parkour skills. Beautifully done. And that's a little bit long. Tries to roll it back, but pushes him in the opposite direction. But the match
ends up in pretty much the same place.
Yeah. So Revan is sitting pretty on the high ground. Full health gunner, 35 poisoned scout, but look at this. If he can get this in between them both, that looks a little bit long to me. Yeah. So only 18, and this is what we're talking about. Nerves creeping in. KB, I know you saw that. Is he letting it slip away? I don't think so, if I'm honest. I think that there is maybe too much work for ADB to do here, unless he can pull off something insane. I mean, he's got some jetpacks.
Not 7 of them.
Yeah, not 7, but 2 is all he needs to create absolute chaos for Mr. Revan. Because if he had more time,
looking at
grenade launcher.
Health as well.
Grenade launcher. Why? Okay, he's going for the other dude.
He's going for more poison.
I mean, that's also a good move because he's down to into the 30s now, so he will have another chance to get potentially 2 skip turns. This guy's still full health. The para in the artillery is still full health, so despite ADB making headway, there is a long way to go for him.
I think, like I say, I like the fact that ADB hasn't just... Because it would have been so easy for him just to give up at this point and think, oh, this is hopeless. The fact he hasn't...
That is true, but as we say that, as he collects both a high explosive and a medical ball, which he's going to say, screw you, I'm not going to lose a turn, my medic is staying alive. Hashtag BG's where you at. He got it, and he's got a sword of all things. Wow. Don't see that very often.
So, welcome, Caster.
Just got home from work. You have missed a fairly one-sided first round and a fairly one-sided second round. Both players that have gone first so far have been very strong, but ADB is putting up a fight and he's not giving in, even though the odds are very much against him.
I love that ADB just absolutely refuses to give up.
Yeah, a lot of players would have said, alright, screw it, I'm just going to jump in the minefield, or, you know, comedically slip down a hill into a minefield, but I think, yeah, Revan just has the firepower. He's got the healing items as well. Don't forget, you still got that self-heal from earlier. And yeah, as long as he can continue to maintain damage, it should work in his favor. But I'm not saying anything too soon, because even with all of his pigs alive versus 3 of ADB's, it can change in a split second, so you never know. You never know with this damn game. Oh, again, showing off the parkour skills. Both players knowing the majority of skips on this map. It is good to see, and he is looking. He could just get a scoop, but
Why would you not just either machine gun or do a scoop? Yeah.
I think in that position, if he'd have moved himself forward, I mean, he is going to get it. He is going to get the skip because I think that was just enough. Yeah, 4.
Yeah, so he's got the skip, but
it is now
I feel
the
like there
medic's
was
turn.
safer ways. Is the skip now just going to be undone though?
Potentially. I mean, Revan doesn't need to care too much about putting his med into a bad position just because he's basically one shot away. So he's going to remove the possibility of any more poisons. I mean, ADB, you could see why he didn't go for the scoop or the machine gun because it would have put him in a worse position. But now those crates are available, so he's got to make the most of them.
Yeah, I feel like ADB is in a position that he needs all the resources that he can find.
Indeed. Make the best of what you can find, and self-heal is a big one.
Medicine
and a medical ball as well, so ADB is not out of this one by any stretch of the imagination. Because the artillery, I believe, only has one more long-range shell. And he's going to put this 50 onto the gunner. Interesting.
Yeah. Artillery basically left only with the techie shells. Oh, no, 2.
Okay, he's still got 2, okay. And that's the worst spot the ADB could be in. That looks good to me, though. No, it's too short.
It's too short.
16. Wow. Again, nerves creeping in, man. Nerves creeping in. This is where Revan needs to be hitting those shots. He was only on 38 HP, and that shell does maximum 60, so he needed to get it in the right vicinity. But this is effectively a free turn for ADB, and it creates more work for Revan now, because this pig is fairly... Was he on 20 something? I think he's on 22, which is not the best number for ADB.
Oh, I think that he was aiming for, a shot towards the minefield for the supper. Maybe that's why the positioning.
Trying to push him up there. I could sense my inner Iron Fox just going for like full power, angling it directly at the pig, and then just getting all the knockback in the world. But yeah, it didn't pay off too much. He's down to 18, so there's now 2 pigs.
KB, what did Revan do to you that you've decided to diss him this much?
He just sucks. I mean, that's a wee bit harsh. He's a fellow blue player. Come on, show some respect. No, I'm kidding. I mean, both of these players have met previously. Of course, they have been in the same group this season in Group A. It was ADB that took their previous meeting 2-0. Ironically, the time that they met before then was in Season 3, and it was actually Revan who came out on top. That game was 2-1, and it was on Grassy Knolls, of all places, that Revan managed to pull off the comeback. He was 1-0 down, pulled it back to 2-1, and we do have Grassy Knolls coming up next, so depending on the result of this one, Grassy Knolls might not have a massive role to play in this best of 5, but I don't know. The stars might align for either of these players to take it into the final. Healing items are plenty. Self-heal is coming out. And the body block. But the medic is left to limp to his teammate. Will we see another skip? Yes, well, it's barely a skip, just a hop. So, I don't know, man. This is too close for comfort. Iron Fox memes, yes, indeed.
Yeah, I feel like the 2 players in their first 2 maps prepared a trap, and it worked perfectly for both of them. Game 1 for ADB and game 1 for Revan. So I feel like ADB feels a little bit in an advantage because the game 1 where ADB kind of supposed to win, it went a little bit smoother. Meanwhile here, Revan got a little bit more work to do.
Yeah,
will come out. In the end, it will be a little bit more, stressful resources or mental energies.
I think despite the massive advantage for Revan. ADB has put up just a massive fight to the very end. And I think if his paratrooper right now was on full health, then he would very much still be in this one. But 10 HP, 50, he's just hit the other dude. And that is yet another turn kind of wasted by the artillery for Revan. He hasn't been able to hit those shells when needed. And this, yet again, will give ADB the opportunity to dish out damage, finally kill the medic, and maybe heal? I would honestly look to bump myself up to full health, or at least as close as it can be, which in this case will be 112.
112, yeah.
Yeah, but he's going to maintain the hits on the sapper. It's a good move.
Makes sense. Maybe probably the sapper will not be able to, cancel all the 72 damage, so he can get the healing done next turn.
Yeah, true. I mean, that's 68 damage on the last 2 turns for ADB onto this single sapper, but he can effectively end it here.
It's gonna be back to the artillery now.
It will, but I think Revan can easily hop out and make his way over there. Even just a scoop will do. He should have plenty of time to do it.
Ooh, extra damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, 46.
Sadly
46
doesn't...
will barely be enough to see another turn.
Yeah, doesn't end it in style. I think ADB can submit to his defeat, but he will never ever, unless he is incredibly filled with rage, kill himself, and he will continue to soldier on up to 46 HP now, which does put pressure on Revan to do more. He will need to jetpack and bazooka in order to finish this, unless he can magically pull out some kind of TNT, but that slip is going to be a little bit costly on time, so I don't think... Oh, he's got a rocket launcher, so he can just end it. I thought he might have something that he collected earlier, which means that Revan does indeed take round 2, and we move on to where these two met last when Revan came back from absolutely nothing to take the game 2-1, but in this case, it is Revan who draws it level for 2-2. Yep. Now, considering that we're on the same ISO, we do not need to take a break or whatever. We can just tell the guys to continue with their lineups, and it can give us a little bit more time for analysis. I mean, it was a pretty straightforward, chill hill. I think it would have been a little bit more spicy if Revan had maintained that lineup, but it was ADB going first. Seeing the medic used going second would have been fairly interesting, but nevertheless, he maintained his composure despite those slight few mistakes with the artilleries, not hitting those targets. That's where I find a lot of players... their first 3 turns will be good because they'll be able to collect themselves at least 1 artillery, but then it's actually being able to hit those shots, making those shots count.
And there's just something about the artillery. You go in it, you lose all ability to shoot anything.
Yes, suddenly the power bar makes no sense whatsoever.
The instant you go into an artillery, you forget how the game works. It's just how it is.
Yeah. Well, Grassy Knolls is up next. We have 2 fairly basic maps for rounds 3 and 4. It will be Grassy Knolls and then Pitch Invasion for round 4. But for now, ADB is going with the Med Gren Sapper Scout Para. Meanwhile, Revan is going with the Sapper Grenadier Sapper Scout Gunner.
I need to disappear for a couple of minutes, so I'm going to mute myself.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
And
so no medic.
And I'm going to pray that my screen share stays on.
Well, if it doesn't, then we'll switch to Axby, so no worries.
Yeah, no worries. I shall be back in about 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, yeah, big thank you to the 27 viewers on this evening. That is, I think, one of the records, I think, actually, for the most viewers, especially during a weekday. Massive thank you to everyone joining.
Definitely during a weekday, but I remember that we did hit 35-40 on final last year.
Oh, that's true. Well, for a semi-final, I ain't complaining.
Semi-final midweek feels pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, ADB bringing the pairing, so he wants to make sure that he utilizes those first 2 turns, and then a fairly even split between Sapper Scout, Para. Meanwhile, I feel like Revan, he's not bringing the Parang. He is bringing a Grenadier, but he's between 2 Sappers. So, I mean, trying to decipher that, Axby, what do you think about that?
I mean, we definitely had a pretty nice duel of shrapnels in Grassy Knoll back in the
good old days.
Yeah, last year's league when you had some games where you had your problem with your PC and you just.
Oh no, that was season 2. That was season 2.
Oh, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
God damn.
How time flies.
Time flies away.
Yeah. So ADB will be looking for that Sapper.
Or the Grenadier.
No, I think he's going to look for that first turn advantage, because if he can... Okay, maybe not. Okay, yeah, I guess either choice is fine. Ooh, a little bit indecisive. He does know where the skip is. He does get it. Okay. But I'm really curious to see what Revan's first turn is going to be, because he must have known that ADB was going to bring a med on this round.
Is it gonna be? Maybe it is medic grenade to free up the Grenadier.
I do forget. Yeah, we do have the. Okay, so this could be an exact same approach as ADB's first round. Puts the Grenadier second in order to avoid the skip by healing. That's perfect.
That is indeed huge.
So yet another counter to the medic. And we have a Grenadier with some medical balls. That's slightly terrifying. Speedrun strats indeed from Caster there. And ADB can only really go for this guy right here. It's, yeah. It's not bad.
That's a very nice cluster.
Perfectly done. And water damage. Doesn't get any lucky spins, but he will take that 97 damage. But this is where Revan needs to collect all the resources around him. And
especially the suicide.
Yeah, and ensure that he gets this hit on the medic. Because the medic is very close to the edge of the map, so it's not out of the question that he could actually hit him out of bounds here.
Yeah, with good knockback here.
There's also a tricky position in the river, which doesn't feel like he's trying to do it.
I'm surprised at that, actually. I'm surprised he didn't try and go for the quick double tap to get that big knockback, but he's keeping him alive. I guess we'll see how that plays out. There are no... Yes, wait, no, I lied. There is one scout each for both players, so poison will come into effect. Yeah, beefy clusters from both players. I mean, ADB getting the knockback, and actually he's drawing. Oh, okay. Oh no, he is drawing ADB into kind of a worse position. I mean, is he fine? Okay, he does make it back. AI calculating route received. Beep boop beep. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at that Sapper medic combo on the hill there, and yeah, okay, it was a good spot for ADB to get the shrapnel, but this should be an easy TNT plant for.
Yeah, just drop a TNT between them both.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit far, but instead he's going to look to nudge them closer together. That's going to be tricky.
I think the orderly is just going to go over the hill now, though, and end up down the bottom.
Yeah, and considering that Revan doesn't have any paratroopers, this is actually going to cause more work for him to get that kill. So I think he was banking on getting him into the water, but not enough.
Yeah, but 6 head jumps over a few turns is still quite doable.
It is doable, but it's that effectively takes up at least 70-75% of your total turn time to get 3 of those, and then do it again the next turn around. So it's not the best position for
And the medic being where they are, right by the water, makes that way more difficult.
Yeah, everyone's just chilling up here. I think that's a bit too fast to get the first one, so ADB's making sure he gets the second with that poison. So are we going to see more bunching up, or are we going to see a potential for a double? Because I can see the medic lining up with the other pig, but it's not the best position for Revan to try and get the double. Because yes, he could connect with the guy up on the hill, but don't think it would then be enough. I don't think it would carry enough, I should say, onto the medic to poison him. But he is going to go for the Grenadier, of course. And good positioning.
Oh, if that was me trying to do that poison, I'd have almost stood behind the Grenadier to do it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That was the angle I was thinking he might go for to try and get the double, but I don't think the power would have been enough to get both hits. Meanwhile, ADB looking to damage the Gren, trying to minimize the damage onto his own pigs from the splash. I think he actually hit his own.
He did 9 damage on his own pig.
Okay, I guess that's not too bad. 55 is the number, 40 is the damage. Will we see that happen, though?
Awful map.
Are we going to see water damage here as well, though?
Oh, there's potential.
For the Grenadier.
I think he's... Oh, he's fine.
It is.
Oh, no, he's not! The game says no. And Grenadier is toast.
Yeah, it is notorious. The river where it bends in the curve, the pig will not be able to find a suitable comeback point. So
yeah, well, this is one of the points where you separate the wheat from the chaff, as Revan ensures that the medic dies and looks to get the hit onto the Grenadier as well. That looks good enough.
That looks quite good.
Good
That was
enough.
very good.
And extra splash damage? No, but
Nope.
he is poisoned and the medic is down, so 2 heavy hitters. ADB will have a single turn here to deal big damage onto somebody. 48 is the number. So will he look to water damage himself to make sure? That is a good move. It does take up a lot of his turn here, though. And body blocks. No, not looking for a body block. Needs to get this away, though. Oof, playing it dangerous. Living dangerous on the slippery tiles.
oof.
How do you
Another big old beefy cluster.
Yeah, but now ADB is in a slightly more challenging position, being on the high ground. I'm surprised, if I'm honest, at Revan. He is going to look for head jumps, but that position on the high ground there, it was a perfect opportunity for a TNT onto the sapper, and instead he's only got 9 seconds. So unless he can make that parkour jump move... Oh, yeah. Oh, he does have healing as well. I forgot about that. That's a good use of time with half a second remaining.
Oof.
And, solid extra shrapnel.
What was that?
He managed to push him, and then it connected with the shrapnel that was flying at the same time. That was bonkers.
That was like 46, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would take that in that situation.
Any day.
Again, I'm surprised he didn't look for just simple TNT onto the sapper. He's still full health. And yeah, okay, the Grenadier he needs some head jumps, but you could probably save that for the dudes that are already on the ground. They're already there, and instead, this will allow ADB to try and get some form of body block onto the paratrooper, who's on 88.
The action is all around this hill here.
Yeah, doesn't get the body block, but look at the position for the scout here. That's instant water damage, but yet again, we need the head jumps in order to get the skip turn. So if he can get maybe 2 and then whiz back up onto the high ground, plant a TNT onto that scout.
Ooh.
It's such an awkward position. He does get the head jump, but now does he have enough time? I don't think he does. Yet again, TNTs. Oh my goodness, he's trying to go. You can see the
Changes
thinking
his
happening in
last
real
minute.
time. He does get a 50 though, and pushes them together. So that was also a really good turn. Sorry, I do apologise for going super and over loud. I will lower my mic volume a tad bit for those exciting moments. And it will allow Revan to deal double damage, but at the same time, he still needs to do, I think, at least 2 more head jumps in order to get that skip, which I think ADB is... He's trying to avoid the damage onto his own pigs, but he gets 18. But that's actually worked out better for Revan now, because it's easier for him to get the double poison. I mean, just double damage in general. I mean, if he can get the poison onto both of them, then that is a massive, massive advantage. He does.
Yeah, and I think he's got all his head jumps on the ground.
Yeah, he gets the skip. So this is really paying off in Revan's favor. I'm really surprised, but the initial strategy, the Momo was the Moga was broken through that early medical ball. The skip is coming now for the Gren, unless the paratrooper can say no, which he will. Not before nudging this guy closer to his own sapper. And, ooh, this could work in his favor as well. So he's going to look to push them together and damage with a bazooka to get even more damage onto the gunner. But it's just whether or not he can push them both in the right direction, because there's a possibility that they'll split up. And, yeah. So, no extra splash damage, but he removes the potential skip on himself, leaving that crate vulnerable. It will be more medical balls, and yet more advantage for Revan.
Yeah, I feel like ADB has so little outs right now. Poison game is in favor of Revan, and every medical item is in Revan's hand. How can you do that?
Yeah, and he just needs to focus down the scout now, seeing as he is the healthiest player. But that is a perfect 50. Revan is, I gotta say, Revan is on fire right now. Because going into this round, it felt very much like ADB was gonna be the clear winner. But as both of these players have proved on round 1 and here on round 3, you do not need to put your medic first, or your strongest pig first, I should say, in order to gain the advantage. We're so accustomed now with the meta that the first turn advantage equals you are going to skip, but with the introduction of healing items and different strategies, it's turning out to be completely different, and I have to say, I absolutely freaking love it. It's completely different and not what I expected at all.
28 on 1.
Ooh, and that, man. Now I'm just thinking the paratrooper now is out of jetpacks, and we have 2 low health pigs for Revan, so he can just be, he could be a complete annoyance right now and move himself to the other corner of the map. Or heal. Healing works too. Forgot about the medical balls. He's looking for that machine gun. I know he is. He loves that machine gun. Revan beginning to believe. Very true. ADB, I wouldn't say he's frozen, Aga, but he's kind of caught in 2 minds of... He went into this round kind of expecting to have that advantage, only for Revan to stick up the middle trotter and say no. It's mine now. I am decapitated now. Niclas feels like the skips should be enough to win it for Revan, as long as he can maintain his composure once more, as he did in round 2. ADB looks for the body block, dropping this guy to 40. Scouts on 29. So 12 HP onto this dude, who's going to probably look for some safe damage onto the para, who was on 63 and is poisoned. So a TNT will be enough here, but he could also look to push him into the out of bounds area. That is exactly, I think, what he's looking to do. I think any damage here. Oh, that was a that placement did not work out as he expected.
No, it kind of went up the hill a bit.
Yeah, I hate it.
Questionable, but
I hate it when he does that. Oh, what?
Oh,
What is this?
he's a pixel.
Oh my god. That is
No
so unlucky. He's got to ace this jump though. Oh, I don't think he wants to risk it. He's got to though. He's got no more jetpacks. You've got to go for it, ADB. You've got to make it over there.
unless he's just gonna stay there and just get kill the sapper.
He could make it. He could make that jump. He's gonna say, nah, I'm gonna just take the skip. Unless, no, he doesn't fall.
Right.
Thought he'd maybe get the splash.
But now, what do? You've got a pig down there now who's just gonna skip their turn in a second.
You gotta close the game before it is back to him. That's the only way.
I think it's game over. The health advantage here is too great for Revan. This guy is now on 55 and poisoned that sapper, so just a sniper rifle to the face will seal the deal. And the spirit of Grassy Knolls, yet again, very much with Revan. Like I mentioned it before, but the time that Revan beat ADB 2-1 in Season 3, it all started on this map. So could we see the same thing happen going into Pitch Invasion? Because that's all that stands between Revan and the Grand Final of the Hogs War League 2023, but we've still got a long way to go. As ADB desperately tries to get some head jumps in, but
I don't think it's possible.
even backwards head jumps, they're just not viable when your pig is on so low health. So I think he's going to look to not even self-suicide, just try and get the shrapnel in. That's another solid shrapnel, though. It's been very effective
the
with
shrapnel
those.
game has been on it. But now, Revan can literally just skip... Revan can literally just skip his turns at this point.
2 turns. I mean, it has been very close. That scout is on 29, so yeah, we'll just take a flamethrower. So
Yeah.
he wins this by a very, very fine margin. The last 2 pigs will skip. The other dude is on 1 HP. So it did indeed come down to the wire. But if round 1 was the perfect example of having your med second, this is the perfect example of having your grenadier go second to avoid the skip turn. Revan taking the high ground, taking the peak of Grassy Knolls in order to machine gun in the air. Why not? Go crazy. He's going to look to blimp hunt because he can relish this going into the next round. But he needs to maintain his composure because ADB will be going first. But it is Mr. Revan who takes round 2 and pushes the score up.
Round 3.
Going first.
Sorry, yeah, he takes round 3, goes up to a score of 2, and we move on to Pitch Invasion. My goodness.
We might all know how to play this game, but none of us can count.
Yeah, I've lost track of counting so many times. My
Also,
goodness.
War League players in the chat room, by the way. Come into the booth.
Well, looking ahead to this next round, we see yet another similar set of lineups, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But going into this next round, I will say that ADB is worried, shall we say, and I only say that because he was trying to do something different with his lineups going into this semi-final, and you can see it in the 4th round via the absence of scouts for ADB specifically. So the guys should be able to continue, although I'm sure they're probably taking a breather, and ADB is rambling about what he should and shouldn't have done. But either way, I think Revan, I don't know, Revan just, he knew exactly what to do and when. It just all came together.
Yeah, I feel like Revan, had a strategy and everything went.
It paid off, yeah.
Exponentially.
It paid off exponentially, and I'm proud. I'm proud of Revan. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of players when that works for them, when the game plan that you have in mind works well. even if the shrapnels are falling onto your head, even if the shells are dropping, you never give up. And we aren't going to skullduggery. It will be
Canyon.
It will be Canyon. No, it will be pitch invasion. And ADB this time around will be bringing a Med Para Sapper Paratrooper. Meanwhile, Revan is bringing a Med Para Scout Sapper. Now that is the really interesting point for me as to whether or not Revan can do something about the MoMA, because there are multiple paras on his team going second and third, so whether or not he's going to look to break up the MoMA on that second turn. Maybe he's anticipated it. And then having the poison on the scout on turn 4. And if he can poison the medic and then poison the secondary target, maybe one of the other sappers, then yeah, I don't know. And this is what I was saying. This is what ADB was kind of unsure of, in that he had a leftover sapper, I believe it was. He didn't really know where to place him, and just kind of went, screw it, I'm going to go for power on pitch invasion, going to go for the extra health, but whether or not that will pay off in the end with the first turn advantage as well, I don't know. So, just trying to predict what is going to happen within these first few turns, because we've seen it from the first 3 rounds so far. Forgot what round we're on again. From the first 3 rounds, it has been within the first 3 turns that the game has kind of near, or at least the direction of the round has kind of been decided. But it will be, I guess, a standard MoMA from the first turn. Then either one of these guys will be collecting more than likely a medical crate, and if they have time, an airburst. And then it's going to be a battle of the battle of the sappers and the scouts, or at least the single scout. But I don't know, man. This map is it's very much like Skullduggery in that it can be very one way, but I think Revan needs to make sure that his pigs don't bunch up too much. That he, I think, needs to stay on one of the platforms. That is a big ask, especially that there is no poison from ADB's side. So he's kind of, if you stay on top of one of the platforms, if you maintain the high ground, you effectively bait your opponent to say, well, try and hit me from up here. If ADB had a scout, he could easily throw a poison up there and not have to think about him for a little bit. But because that's not there, I don't know. It's too spicy, but Revan needs one more round to make it into the grand final. ADB needs to win the next 2 rounds in order to make it that far. Will we see that play out here? I don't know. Boys, going into this round... wait, why is Revan going first?
Revan is the...
He is going first. Yeah, I completely forgot. So he has the advantage. I forgot amongst all of the...
You're focused entirely on keeping the discussion together, so...
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I know what's going on. Goodness, I don't know why I thought ADB was going first there, but yeah, that is going to play massively, which will now follow with one of the paras. Does he go for the health crate closest to him, or does he decide to nick from the looks of it?
Going to nick ADBs.
Yeah, from the looks of it, he's going to take that high ground, to take the high position, forgets about the puddles. Can't forget about those. Don't forget about the minefield either.
He's going for the airburst.
Okay. I am curious though as to ADB's thinking. He's got his paras going 2nd and 5th. So whether or not that plays into his strategy. Oh, and that is a
slightly short airburst.
Yeah, it's still a 40. But that is where you need to be on the button with that kind of damage. When you're facing ADB 95 in the semi-final of all places, you need to make those shots count. So a little bit of nerves from Revan going into this 4th round. What a forgetter. I know. I'm caught up in the hype of everything. It's too much for me right now. I'm feeling for both of these players because, my God. And also
yeah, I feel like we are definitely seeing nerve from both players in this though now.
Yeah, because that hit was only that initial hit was only 25. Revan needs to still minefield, and that is what I'm talking about. Nerves, man.
I bet Revan is out in that chat cursing his head off at you right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bruh. I'm sorry about the minefield, but what a mini-map's for, man. You're a paratrooper as well. You can see them. I know I'm saying all this, and I stepped on a mine versus Mefisto on Hedgerow Warfare, but even so, you just gotta take it one step at a time. When in doubt, jetpack away. Just jetpack from the get-go. And that's going to be a huge advantage for ADB. I mean, it's quite lucky for Revan at the moment that the other power isn't taking his turn yet, but ADB will be able to capitalize and maybe even steal both health crates if he's feeling greedy. He doesn't seem like the type of player that would do that because he's... Ooh. Oh!
Bit of self-damage.
Unfortunate. Yeah. I love mines too much. I really don't love mines that much. I just feel like they are the perfect method of making you think about your strategy and position rather than blindly wandering from point A to point B, which was very much what Revan was doing in that instance. But this is where we could see a change up. I mean, a scout down to 37 already. That is huge for ADB because he can just remove the poison right now. In fact, he's going to look to try and kill the para, push him into the minefield. You could see it from the get-go. And as long as he can push him into the middle, he's looking for the mines.
I'm trying to work out where the minefield actually is, yeah.
Yeah, this should be an easy push, but he's looking maybe a little bit too far to the right.
I think that looks quite good.
He might get one. He might get one mine to detonate. If he's lucky. Okay, yeah, he gets the one.
Yeah, just the one.
And the extras. All the extras. Detonate all the mines. The explosions! Major Grimley is smiling with delight, but there is some bunching up going on with some of these pigs, which Revan can capitalize on. Both sappers close to each other. This could be very, very nice.
Although the sapper from ADB's turn will be next, the one that's getting tainted now.
That is a very good point.
If I remember.
Yes, yeah, it will be his. No, it will be the para. So it is turn 5. I was right. My mind is my mind is all over the place. Yet it is incredibly calm at the same time. So this is where... Oh, okay. He is looking to take out the scout completely. Just needs another jetpack. Unless he's going to look to heal and then damage. Not really sure why he went for the high angle, because that's going to cost him even more time. Will he even have enough time here? Because, yeah, that takes time as well. No, the turn is up. So the scout dies anyway. I made it more dramatic than it actually was, but... My goodness, insert evil laugh. I'll save it for later, but for now, Med has got some healing to do. Para's not really in the best position, although he will be going... Actually, no, that's the third para, so there's still a possibility for ADB to get a kill and remove that para's ability to heal, but Revan needs to maintain the body block, and this is where things get really tricky for the player that has the Momo advantage. Trying to think ahead as to how you're going to then continue dealing damage onto the medic after you've run out of tranquilizers is huge, because a single trank for ADB would be a big game changer. So okay, do I like that? No, I don't. I could see what he was trying to do. Yeah, I could see what he was trying to do, but he just needs to go for the damage here. He needs to get this shot away. That's all he needs to do. I could see what he was trying to do with nudging them all together, but that is a huge turn from Revan.
Yeah, that's a
big airburst. Goodness. I mean, there's no more poison for him, thankfully, but that single sapper that is poisoned, that could be huge for him later on in this round. I wish you to voice my alarm. I mean, give me a script and I'll say something and I'll send you the voice file. How about that? But ADB. Ooh.
Wake me up, Penny Boy.
Wake me up inside.
Available in stores.
Save me, as one of these players will be saying at the end of this round, but this time Revan does manage to get the jetpack onto the Para, so he does take his position, but in doing so he is also looking for the other jetpack. This is dangerous when you've only got 10 seconds left, because he's got to make sure that he backs it up and gets the damage in as well. It's a good turn.
He does very nicely.
Solid 80. And now ADB can remove both the paratrooper and the potential skip on his own sapper if he wants to. But instead, he's looking to hit the shrapnel. No, okay. Changing his mind. I'm thinking about that full health sapper on Revan's team. But if he can get the damage, if he can get enough for the death of the sapper, I can't tell if that was good or bad. I mean, damage on his own power is not great, but did he get the kill? No, he didn't. Hey, that was a funky turn of events. He probably should have just gone for maybe a TNT or, I don't know. Revan remembering the puddles this time. And standard TNT, trying to push him closer to the minefield. Is it? Okay, it could be worthwhile. I would just go for a shrapnel.
I don't think he's going to reach the minefield, but...
Yeah, he's going to look to take him out in one shot. And he does!
Oh, nice.
Beautifully done. That's what you got to do. Take the risk, don't go for safe damage, go for big damage, and it pays off. But the MoMA is reversed. Oof.
No one is there though.
No one is safe, and we're not done yet.
No one is even close for the ADB team, so it's just tranquilizer in the face and
But
back to the para.
Again, health crates.
Minefield.
Health crates. No one wants it. Why? Take a health crate, please.
No.
I beg you. He's still got a jetpack as well. I guess damage is more important, but I don't know. I feel like the position, because if the paratrooper had the high ground right now, it would be so much more of an advantage for ADB, because sappers are going to have a hard time throwing shrapnels up there. Even the bazooka from the other paratrooper is going to be a lot trickier, but instead, he's now out of jetpacks. He does get an absolute ton of damage onto the sapper, but the health crate is still sat there, and it makes me sad.
Yeah. By staying up there, you just make life way harder for your opponent.
And in destroying the platform, he's done Revan a favour in now gifting him the health crate, which he's running away from. Revan, what are you doing? Health crate, please. Revan, please. I beg you. No, he's got to do.
I feel like you're a little bit obsessing with it.
Maybe. Okay, he's got two. He's got two. I'll let him have that for now. Maybe if he uses it later, I don't know. But he's got to also deal damage onto the medic. Looks for the machine gun. Switches to the bazooka.
Runs out of time.
Doesn't know what to do.
But now ADB is gonna. What's ADB gonna do?
I'm not entirely sure. He definitely wants to stay alive. That's for definite. I mean, pretty obvious, but I meant as in not killing his own pig.
And the game is basically changed side now. We have the medics available for the heal.
Yeah, and removing...
restores the MoMA.
It does mean that Revan is going to have to collect the crate that's dropped. I mean, that's also good splash damage. I have not sniffed Madness Gas, not yet anyway, Caster, but we'll see how far we get. But yeah, there's the airburst crate. This guy also on 48. Again, health crate, let me scream it from the mountaintops. Health crate, beneficial.
I'm making the guess now. That health crate is not going to be picked up by either player.
Yeah, no. I know it's far away, but he's... With the Momo going on too.
Pin, could you please scream health crate as much as possible? It's for the alarm clock for Aga.
Health crate! Please.
That needs to go on the soundboard.
Health crate, please. No, it's fine. I mean, ADB, he's still got a chance here, purely based on the medic's health and his ability to heal and trank now. 50's a good bit of health to be on for this para. You can see the cogs turning in ADB's brain. He doesn't necessarily have to tranquilize the medic, but I would do to avoid any kind of poison. Sorry, any kind of healing. What is poison? I don't know. And now they're both on equal amounts of health. So Sapper on 48. Other paratrooper also on 48. And the med on 100. So there will be a kill here, which will mean it will be a 3v1. Med versus Sapper versus Para. ADB is not out of this, because he still has 2 tranquilizers, so there is still a ton of damage he can do. But how will he distribute those tranquilizers? That is the question. And with the crate dropping as well, that is also a big advantage. 2 turns could be gained. ADB, I think, really, he's in the driving seat, because he could get a kill here. And he's got a... I would honestly go for the Sapper. He's the guy that can deal bigger damage.
He's got to go for the Sapper, yeah.
But I think he's looking to maybe... He's thinking about body blocking. I would, honestly just go for the kill. You've already got the skip. On the med is also a decent idea because it reduces his health even more.
I like the med here. So
I don't think there was really a bad option.
Well, I think ADB now can distribute the tranquilizers across each pig's turn now. So he can look to use every second to do some head jumps, then tranquilize, gain the turn, and then switch to the next pig whose turn it will be. So
because it's this para next.
Yeah, and then the Sapper. As long as he remembers that, he also needs to body block as well. So he's going to save the tranquilizers. That's a good move. ADB, big brain coming in, but whether or not it will come in clutch, we will see.
Yeah, because what can the paratrooper realistically do?
I mean, Axby, do you go for big damage and say fuck it, just damage the medic, or do you play it safe with the machine gun? Ooh.
Since the medic is over 40, I would bazooka on the 2 medics.
Yeah. Yeah, although
that becomes 3 head jumps to do for ADB, which is more work and doesn't really have much time and much turns left.
True, but he still has 2 tranquilizers.
No, 1 tranquilizer.
Oh, he's got 1 left. Okay, so he needs to he has to save it for the right moment in order to gain.
Now the only tranquilizable is the para, which will move in 2 turns. Because it's 15 and 19.
Yeah, so he has to kill the medic.
Now.
So now Revan, I think, has to...
No!
Oh! No! No! That's so unfortunate!
Oh, Revan.
Oh! But that is where the... Oh my god, that's where the momentum can suddenly shift, and all Revan needs to do now is deal the damage, and it should be enough. He just needs to place a TNT, because then it becomes... oh my goodness, I mean...
He needs TNT correctly. If he does... Yeah, there's no way he's coming back from this one. It needs to be...
He doesn't want to kill the paratrooper, he just wants to lower him enough so that it's too much work for ADB to do. And that is perfect. 40 damage will do, unless the game says, screw you, I'm exploding. No, okay. He makes it back. Which means, I don't want to call it too soon, but it seems like too much work for ADB here.
Yeah, and he can't trank because no one is over, or he heals and tranks.
Ooh.
This could be the solution to it. You need to heal and trank the next one while dealing some kind of damage. And you need to kill the medic this time. If you screw this up now, okay.
Gets his second time around. Yeah, okay.
So now the medic is at 30-ish.
Yeah, I mean that is a oh my goodness.
24. Nah, it's done. It's done.
Yeah.
It's just a question of the scoop now, yeah.
My goodness. Which means that for the very first time, Mr. Revan has made it to the Hogs of War League Grand Final. GG to the Ukrainian.
GG.
We don't get to see my baby Barnyard Blitz for round 5, but we will get to see it in round 1 for this next game. Just amazing plays from both. We got to see some awesome strategies. It was very, very close there to the end, but ADB grenade launcher not working in his favor, but now he knows how it feels, because last time I played ADB and a grenade launcher was involved, he got a lucky bounce back. So I know all too well the feelings of pain and relief when it comes to that weapon. But boys, final words on that insane round?
Yeah, for me, a deserved win from Revan. The huge difference between, if we break down quickly the game, the first 2 games, the 2 player had like a trap set up and it worked. Grassy Knolls really made a difference for me, because Revan's plan did work out, but it was because ADB's first turn was, not the best choice.
Yeah,
and he was able to build upon this, and pitch invasion going first, medic on medic. It was kind of expected from Revan to go in, but nonetheless easy. So GG, and well deserved win for the Ukrainian player for me.
very true. Metalman, final thoughts?
Yeah, just 3 just really well played games, and by both players, to be fair. Like, both seen some really good moves from both players. I think they both played really well. I think ADB just got a bit unlucky in a way.
He did, and it was, you've got to feel for him. It was, apparently it's my fault. Thanks, Raven, appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, I think, had ADB to be making it all the way to the final. He hasn't since season 1, I believe, if I'm correct, right? Yeah, he hasn't made a grand final since then, but he has broken the curse of last season of not being able to make it past the quarterfinals. But Mr. Revan will be playing in the grand final for the first time. He is, of course, Grunt League champion as well of previous seasons past, but we now must indeed move on to the second semi-final, which will be Mefisto versus Niclas. This was recorded earlier on in the day, so I do have to give a big shout out to Niclas for putting the recordings together so that everything is clean and ready to go. So, I mean, if you boys are ready, I will share my screen with you so you can observe.
I will.
Yeah, you don't need to stream anymore, Metal.
Yeah, I'll get rid of my screen share.
Cool.
Maybe we can have a minute break.
Yeah, we can go for a little. I mean, if you want to take a break, I'm happy to keep the stream going and discuss things with chat.
I really need to take a Machetino break, so.
Yeah, you go ahead. Me and Ant can keep people occupied. Yes. But my goodness, I mean, again, GG.
I'm just wondering, should we go to the players? Should we go to Revan and ADB and get their thoughts on stuff?
I mean, if ADB and Revan are watching this, they can jump in. All right, tell you what, yeah, why not? Let's get their thoughts. I figured it's only fair, right?
Yeah, let's go invade their chat.
Tiny bit of damage more. That just
GG points.
I think first turn on Grassy is just.
GG, guys.
I mean that is just GG to you because I fell for it.
You're both live. I wanted to get both of your thoughts on just that game in general.
Game in general.
I am just mad at myself, which is fine. Like that's always how I feel after losing. It's just
Okay, ADB is tilted, so it's better me. who will be speaking. Coldfront, honestly impressed. First shrapnel, we can say it kinda lucky, because it killed my guy and I was not able, not only, get those trunks via poison, but also I was not able to reserve Momo, and at this point I could have just shoot tranquilizer in the air.
Yeah,
It was
that
cool
was the plan.
strategy. Yeah,
That
cool.
was the plan, to give you a turn where you couldn't tranquilize anyone.
Yeah, like great turn. Chill heal is kinda.
Kind
I
of.
was very
Gotta
bored,
love
to
those
be honest.
spawns, gotta though.
Yeah. Like I was very bored on chill heal. Like last probably how much was it? 20 minutes. Okay, last 10 minutes I was like, okay, let's just go to Grassy and stop trying.
I mean, that's what I do. I try to like
Yeah.
tire you out.
I
even
mean,
if the game is already out.
yeah, it's kind of good strategy.
The
It's kinda
mind
good
games in Chill were very high tier to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, those shots from artillery, 0 damage.
Yeah.
On Grassy, it's kind of funny how ADB fell for it. Maybe he was, I don't know,
I just never was
thinking about it. Maybe like that.
Yeah, exactly. I just never was posed the question, you know?
It was interesting because it was Revan's round 3 was kind of exactly as you did on round 1 ADB in that you.
Yeah. That's like exactly what I told Revan at the end.
Yeah. It was beautiful. Honestly, it was a really great change of strategy. The viewers enjoyed it very much, and just GG Revan. You made it to the grand final.
And I also appreciate ADB on Pitch Invasion when he thought that I was lagging and not just brain dead because of running towards the minefield.
Oh, you were like.
Yeah, I was just.
I thought you were brain dead, but okay.
No. I like to make sure.
And I'm happy we are
That's
not
it.
going to Barnyard because I was very unsure today. But yeah, grand final.
Well,
cool,
you had
cool.
2 gunners, so
Yeah.
I like gunners.
I know. It's just pitch invasion is a bit salty for me because it was my weakest lineup. I knew that it was my weakest lineup because of the missing scout.
Yeah.
But in the end, that one mistake from Revan opened up the game again. And it just, from that point on, whenever I needed that tiny little push of luck, it just didn't go well. Like I got extra damage from everything. And at
To
the
be
end, I
honest,
just made a
like,
stupid mistake in
The
leaving the Sapper on
greatest
19.
opportunity you get is from killing your poison engineer, so your medic will be reversing Momo. I think this is like game changing on Pitch Invasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping for him not to die because at least I would have grouped up both of your guys, like it was right next to each other with I think 2 jetpacks.
I
So
was
that would have been
really
a
hoping
big
he will
damage.
not die, or he will not die. But it is what it is.
Indeed.
Yeah, gotta try again next year, I guess.
Yeah,
Either way,
pretty
I
much.
mean, GG for a great semi-final. I look forward to seeing you in the final, Revan.
But who is my opponent, Pinstripe?
We will find out. Versus
Very soon,
Mefisto
after
versus
the commercial.
Niclas. Brought to you by. Alrighty. I am back in here with Mr. Axby.
Hello.
I don't know if we'll be joined by anyone else. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. If anything, I'm just kind of raring to go on starting this next match. So I think
Yeah, it was nice to hear about
it was great hearing from both players.
From the players.
Indeed. Ant-Man, are you ready for round 2? Sorry, for game 2, I should say.
I am ready for game 2.
Alrighty, I will share my screen once more. And
Come on, share it with everyone.
we can finally get going. So
There we go.
I'm going to adjust my microphone so even I can see the screen. But this next round, Mefisto versus Niclas, this next game I should say, we are going to Barnyard Blitz, Railroad, Canyon, oh baby, well, and Pitch Invasion if we get to round 5. Yippee indeed. Thank
That
you.
is
Bye.
quite the set of maps.
That was perfectly done. Yeah, I mean, Barnyard Blitz is one that I have desperately been wanting to see more games of. And with this first round, Mefisto going with the Para Grenadier Gunner Scout Gunner. So defensive with some offensive pigs in there as well. Meanwhile, Niclas going with the Med Para Scout Sapper Gunner. So a little bit more evenly distributed for Niclas, and starting with the medic as well. So I have a sneaky suspicion that if Niclas goes first, he will be looking for the defensive med, maybe the late medic, unless he can wait until, I think it's somewhere between turn 3 and turn 5, a jetpack crate will come down on both sides. So there is a possibility for pigs that are not paratroopers to make it over to the other side. And I think I'm just going to increase the game volume a little bit. I'm sure when the game starts, our Finnish viewers can give us some feedback on the sound levels, but it should be okay.
KV, if you really... Is that really?
I'm not even going to respond to that, but fair play to you, man.
I was trying to think of a response to it and I couldn't.
Bit of a semi, isn't it? But it will be Mefisto to go first. Mefisto in the blue, Niclas in the grey. And first turn he, I think, is going to invade. Because if he can remove the... Oh, okay, interesting.
He's landing.
He's too cool for school.
Okay.
I think he's going to steal everything, steal the pillbox, which in turn will leave Niclas kind of unsure as what to do. Because if you steal everything and you're left with a medic, I mean, he can still find the right angle to maybe get a tranquilizer, but this is where not having the first turn advantage with a possible defensive medic can come to bite you in the ass. But I'm curious to see what he's going to do. Does he know a skip or a jump that we don't know of? I am curious.
Yeah, has he figured out something brilliant that we just have not thought about?
Yeah. Okay. So he keeps the high ground to get the skip rather than the awkward angle on the other side, which will gain him the skip turn.
Yeah,
and now Niclas can invade with
just
para. So thinking about how this map really works when it comes to attack and defense. Oh no!
Oh
no!
He misses
slips
it
off. Oh, Niclas. That is very unfortunate. I mean, it's kind of lucky that it's the gunner to go next, but I was about to say with the para invading, you know, he could have done the exact same thing, grabbed the health, grabbed the pillbox, and then I would have been thinking about, well, okay, you've got a medic, so you kind of avoid any kind of invasion from Mefisto, any other pigs, I should say, going over to Niclas' side because they risk being tranquilized. But if Mefisto isn't going to do that, then the medic is at more of a disadvantage because he has to rely on getting the necessary shot. I mean, Mefisto giving a helping hand there, pushing the para over the other side.
Yeah, just helping him over a bit.
Yeah. So not the first two turns I was expecting, but potential for a double.
Wonder if anyone will get in the other pillbox.
I think
at some point.
I think the para might do, or maybe the Grenadier will. Maybe Mefisto will play the long game.
Sense.
Yeah, because you want to. Although that is if he can get a turn, because if the medic can just remain as he is and remain tranquilizing, didn't connect on the second dude. Scout remains healthy. Lucky spawn of Grenadier for Niclas for the tranquilizer. I mean, yeah, I suppose it was lucky that he was front and center in front of the pillbox. But this is what I've been waiting for. This is my front row seat to see how players kind of deal with this map, because it's such a change to the maps that we're used to, where you can see all of your opponents, but you might not necessarily be taking the turn with the pig, or the class, I should say, that is kind of the most effective from that position. Now, where Niclas is currently standing, the pillbox can hit him from there. What on earth he is doing, I have no idea. Okay, very clever. So he's looking to trigger the minefield in order to make a jump. Well, I have My God, man. Stop breaking my maps. God damn it.
He did it again. He did it again.
Foiled again. I need to put like a single mine exactly where he was standing in order to stop that jump. So we now have some off-season changes coming in for the patch notes.
I love the fact that every time you think you fixed it, he'll just find
he
something.
breaks it again. But honestly, I love seeing that. I just when I think I've patched it all up. My goodness. All right. Well, I mean, beautiful jump from Niclas, makes it over and gets the hit onto the Gren via the pillbox. So we now have multiple pigs on either side. This is a very open game now, thanks to that jump. And that's actually the first turn so far that Mefisto has felt a little bit wobbly, shall we say.
Yeah, but for once felt like a normal player.
Yeah, Mefisto is human, I repeat. He is human. He can be defeated. Yeah, we have been talking about... that's actually going to be a kill, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. We have been talking about Mefisto as the season's gone on, and the general feel that I got when I played against him was that he is a very, very skilled player, but he's not indestructible. He does have a few openings in his armor, shall we say?
Yeah, but my opinion is also that those cracks in his armor are very little and very few. That's why he wins a lot.
Yeah, few and far between, and it's usually the fault of his opponent not capitalizing on his own mistakes that is usually the deciding factor. But that was a solid 80 damage there. Should be healed up by a single turn from Niclas here. And once again, I'm curious now to see what the medic can do, because he should, if he remains where he was positioned a second ago, should still have a sight line, or even on the high ground. Yeah, he could still have a sight line on one of Mefisto's pigs, but he's going to go with the rocket launcher. Now, if it were me, I find that once your pillbox has been taken, it's kind of a lost cause, and in a lot of ways you just sort of have to wait for your opponent to use up all of the ammunition, or at least the heavy machine guns. But this could be a little bit awkward for Mefisto. He is close to the minefield, and he doesn't want to trigger the barrel. In fact, that might end up, if he keeps that angle, that might end up as a kill flat out. He's going for the low angle, so that... okay. Minefield says...
It's a mine instead.
Minefield says, hey, I'm here, by the way. And the paratrooper will have a chance to use the rest of his equipment and avoid the skip as well. So I think he's going to get the damage here onto the gunner. I was thinking of the scout, if I'm honest, because he's just chilling. So is he going to look to... okay, mine has been triggered. Mines are detonating. Pig is dead. And, oh my goodness, if he can get the high angle, or even the low angle, I would go for low because I don't trust the blimp. But if he can push him towards the minefield, full power, he goes for the right angle. Man, you could see what he was thinking.
Yeah.
Just had to kill himself, though, to avoid the skip.
But that
gets a little bit of damage at least.
It was a strong turn, having gained the kill on the other gunner, and the 25 extra splash while avoiding the poison is just really nicely done.
Yeah, that was a big turn by Niclas and a very well executed one.
Indeed. Those are the jetpacks I was talking about. It was not turn 3 or 5, it was way after that.
It's like turn 10.
Yeah, something like that.
15.
Turn 15.
I remember
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
I haven't been turn counting, I never do.
I mean,
I just
so
know
much
it's a lot more than 4.
Yeah, well, this is where the scout is going to prove his most valuable, as long as he can connect with the med, as he does. So the med now on a timer, down to 85 HP, will be 75 very shortly. Oh, do you invade here? Do you look to try and get some kind of double on the scout and the gunner? That's going to be a tricky one, because there's not a lot of space on either side. Even if he were to position himself closer to the gunner, that's not really great, because again, you are very close to the minefield here.
Yeah, and the gunner is basically on the very edge.
Yeah, I mean, you can roll it down the hill. It is possible. It's just whether or not it will have the
over the
right
head of the
amount.
gunner.
That looks good to me. No, just goes to the
Oh,
left.
not quite.
So unfortunate. But it was a good thinking anyway, but he does now leave his scout very vulnerable there next to the minefield. Even just a simple grenade launcher should be enough to nudge him in that direction, but I think Mefisto looking elsewhere. I mean, mortar onto the med from there is a difficult one because you've got the building to deal with as well. Looks good though. It should be, yeah, at least some splash damage. Knocks him onto the second floor of the building. So he's actually protected here a little bit, but on 55 HP, it's too close to tell, if I'm honest. With the scout still alive, I mean, that's the... Oh, if Mefisto had positioned himself a little bit more to the left.
Yeah, puts himself in view of the pillbox.
Yeah. That's the one thing that I also like about this map. I'm saying it, I love my own map design, but the pillboxes, you know, they're always something you've got to keep in mind as to whether or not you are kind of within their view. And a lot of the times, oh my god, 4 air bursts. Put that as a soundbite. My god. That is terrifying. Yeah, you've got to keep yourself out of view of the pillboxes while at the same time trying not to be too close to the minefield. It's such a difficult balance, and this will actually be a lost turn for Mefisto, but he's not going to mind too much when he's holding that firepower.
No, the logic I use with pillboxes is if I can't see them, they can't see me.
Yeah, that usually works. I'm surprised we haven't seen a flamethrower yet, but it will be coming out, and as long as he can get this on target, it should be...
I mean, it's a big enough target.
Yeah.
Quite hard to miss.
Yeah, out of bounds attempt, surely the better move. Yeah, I mean, it is indeed possible when you're on the outer edges. Again, yeah, that scout on the high ground there, still sitting pretty, but Mefisto focusing down the med, and, oh, I mean, if he can, change your position, that explosive barrel scares me, but this should be a skip for Mefisto. How? Medic unable to move at all. He will be perishing. And, yeah, fireworks as... wait, I'm trying to read your name. Virgil Hiltz. Sorry, man. I need glasses. But, will we see replication of the flamethrower? I don't think so. What?
I mean, Mefisto getting very good at hiding the name of the...
Oh, yeah. Ay. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised, actually. He's pulling out the mortar here. I thought he would just go for a flamethrower.
50?
55? Yeah.
Oh, it was more than 50.
Oh yeah, Virgil. I couldn't see the IL, so I thought you were named like Verge Hills or something. It was very weird.
I had to double take a read of it. You weren't the only one who had to. I had to double take reading it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I mean, this round has been very strange so far. It's still, I feel, too close to call who is really in the driving seat in this round. But I think purely, I mean, I'm basing my analysis purely on the paratrooper that is holding all of the air bursts. I feel like that. And he's full health as well. I mean, the bar actually puts Niclas ahead right now.
Well, to which will I would agree, because
health-wise,
he still has the pig. Yeah, he still has the pig in the pillbox, which is the only health-wise difference.
True. So it's whether or not he can maintain damage on this side and take out the pillbox as well. Interesting parkour from Mefisto there.
It's gonna be a lot of. I mean, the game will be decided by poisons and how they're gonna be managed.
I mean, that was a
Oh,
solid 70 there from the from the airburst. Dealt 40 plus 14 plus 16, so nice round numbers.
Exactly 70.
Yeah.
That took my brain longer than it should have done to actually figure that out.
He's going to ignore the gunner, who is another potential for a skip turn, only on 40 HP, so all he needs is a grenade launcher. And Mefisto can jetpack and could maybe get extra splash damage via the poison, because it can detonate the mines close to that scout, but instead he opts for damage rather than poison, which I'm quite surprised at. I thought he'd be looking for the long term, because his scout... Okay, he's dead anyway, but the scout now is not guaranteed to live for the next 2 turns, but we'll see. Indeed, it was a beautiful airburst. We do love to see the extra splash damage coming into effect. And this should be a solid 46, I think. 41, okay. What is height elevation? So pillbox on 95. It can be taken out now via a single flamethrower. And with this guy looking not so healthy, he's looking to just damage the available pigs anyway.
Yeah, just looks for damage at this point rather than...
I mean, he doesn't have any mortars, so immediately in my brain I thought maybe he could mortar the pillbox, but 95 is too much. And
No, and
150.
I think the placement of Mefisto here in a way is really quite clever.
Yeah.
He's put himself right by the minefield,
True, yeah.
so that he can't be as easily skipped.
Yeah, it kind of baits Niclas to come close to the minefield, yeah. But with a full 150 HP sapper and the scout taking 50 to the face, and the power is now on 89, so if he can get the kill here on the gunner, then this is very much open season for both players, but it's all going to come down to whether or not Mefisto can connect his poison onto that sapper, because if he can do that, he can effectively hide in the building for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
I love it how Revan has now come into the YouTube chat and instantly started trolling. He said hello and then instant troll.
Okay, well, we won't be seeing any poison from Mefisto as he avoids the skip. The sapper took only 20 damage and the gunner is alive, so it's a 2v2. Sorry, 2v2. And there's... I mean, that's the worst position to be in. I mean, this is also the place where Niclas made the jump over the wall, so I'm surprised he's not going for any kind of jump over to maybe get the pistol onto that poison gunner. He's on 30. He's on 30, don't forget. Unless
he just wants this paratrooper dead, which I don't blame him.
Yeah, I mean, his mortars so far, Niclas, have been pretty much on point. It's now down to 39.
Another beautiful mortar.
Yeah, I mean, do you get in the pillbox, or do you just full on?
Yeah, what do you do with this gunner? It's a good question.
Yeah, I think that the health pools now are just too much. Too much in Niclas's favour.
Yeah, you've got a 130 sapper there against a 20 health gunner on this side. What do you do? Like,
I flamethrower into the wall and hope for some extra damage, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
try and get him as close to the minefield as you can. That's not enough there.
No, it's not. Given Mefisto's situation, I don't think that was the worst idea in the world.
No, but this should be easy cleanup for Niclas to notch him just a little bit into the minefield. Oh, gets the shot.
50.
My goodness. Which means
But-
that Niclas takes this first round. I'm going to
Yeah.
say it. He took it very comfortably in the end. After not having the first turn advantage.
I feel like this is a great morale boost for Niclas. Despite the slip in the beginning, he just more solid overall in the
Comfortably.
in the game.
Yeah, that is, that is true.
Thank you.
But it is Niclas to take round 1, so he goes 1 up, and we move on to Railroad, which is yet another map where having the first turn advantage is going to be huge, and that is reflected very much in both lineups. Mefisto with the Medgren combo, Para Scout Sapper, so again equal distribution. Meanwhile, Niclas with the Medgren Scout Para, so double poison coming in, and yeah, I mean, thoughts, boys. This is a strong lineup here for Niclas.
They're
First, by the way.
both. It will be Niclas going first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, huge! Double scout and couple. I feel
I
like
actually really like that lineup.
I feel this lineup kind of speaks for itself. It is huge advantage for Niclas going first, the couple and the double scout. Maybe a little bit of an overkill on this lineup.
Maybe.
But I feel like it's quite a good balance between offense and defense.
It is, but I mean, for a map like Railroad, you know, there's going to be a lot of crates for those scouts to collect to kind of beef up their arsenal as well. And if he can get a good spawn, if he could get potential for a double, if he can lock down the MoMA, hit the Grenadier, and then effectively kill the Gren within the first, if not the first 3, then at least the first 4 turns. Actually, no, he's got to damage the Grenadier, keep him alive, so that the MoMA does not reverse going into turns 6 through 10. That's always a big debating point for me a lot of the time, or at least the thing that my brain forgets the majority of the time going into these matches is that, okay, I've got the first turn, I'm going to get the MoMA going, that's sweet, and then I focus down the secondary target, but a lot of the time I kill him too soon and then end up losing the MoMA, which is kind of what happened when I did face up against ADB. So a lot of things to keep in mind through having the first turn advantage.
Yeah, I feel like this game could be, lost. I mean, just Niclas can lose this map only this way if it doesn't, takes a little bit too light and just forgets about the delicate balance of the MoMA reverse.
And targeting the right pigs as well. Like, he's looking for the body block on the Gren, which is a good move. And the kind of benefit of these spawns being so far apart is that it does make the throw with these grenades, and especially the cluster, quite challenging, because he's got to get it up the hill, and he doesn't actually target the Grenadier either. He goes for the Para. So the Gren is full health. He can bump himself up to 130 now. And get some rifle bursts if he really wants them. Super exciting. The question is also directed to Pin and his Aston Villa team. Well, I could talk about Villa for a long time. We're having a beautiful season, but the focus right now is on Hogs. As much as I may sprinkle football memes into my Hogs of War videos, it's if I speak, I am in big trouble. Big trouble.
Because Raven knows that I support an actually good team, unlike himself, and he's just told me that we're winning because I hadn't looked at the scores.
I'm going to bite my tongue on that comment and move on to Niclas's turn here with the scout. Who,
let's go back to Hogs.
Yeah, let's do that. So
we can disagree about football afterwards.
Yeah, the cluster in the end was decent from Mefisto, but it very much feels like Niclas is in the driving seat, and I think it really comes down to this paratrooper's turn. I would look to, break up the Gopa, the body block on the Grenadier and the Sapper. No, he changes his mind. Looks to maybe break up the MoMA instead, but he's wasted 20 seconds of his turn just getting from point A to point B, so he's only really going to have enough time to break them apart. He should have enough time to get the bazooka away. No! Oh, his medic taking that extra time. My goodness. And that is where you have to be on it from the get-go. Especially
right on the math edge.
Yeah. With jetpacks especially, you have to know from the moment you start moving what it is you're going to be doing. Because if you have even just a millisecond of doubt as to whether or not you should jetpack, it's effectively not going to be the best turn for you. And I had that problem on Root Canal. My paratrooper, I tried to make it to the MoMA to break them up, but it didn't work out, and I ended up being in a worse position for it, which is kind of how that paratrooper has ended up as well, because Niclas should have an easy 1-2 hit with one of his scouts on poisoning both the paratrooper and the medic. So
yeah, and that poison Niclas tried to throw, if that had gone well, could have been a quad poison.
Yeah,
which would have been absolutely mental.
It is terrifying. I mean, look at both of these scouts. They're both just poised, ready to go. And
they're just waiting.
Yeah, I can see Mefisto is trying to nudge them together, so he opts not to go for poison, instead just damage, which is equally as good. Because if he can continue to nudge them towards even the poison barrel, maybe, there could be some extra damage there. But the paratrooper's on the other side of the map. The Grenadier here is also threatening to be nudged close to his own teammate. There is time here for Niclas to get another one away, and that should be good. We will be seeing a bazooka incoming, I imagine. Yeah, and this is what Mefisto was hoping to do with his own paratrooper. Only hits the scout in the end. Doesn't get the extras. So, Mr. Sapper will be looking for both scouts. And if he can keep them together here, yeah, he's going to look for the right angle. Push them both in the right direction. This should, I can't quite see it because the building, that should guarantee damage on both. And a nice defensive position for the...
Goes and hides in the building.
Yeah, just chilling.
Yeah, and synchronize the fear.
It's nice.
From the pigs.
Yeah, so
Always funny.
he's going to look to rectify that with some kind of healing. I think he can only make it to the paratrooper here. He's not going to have enough time to make it back to the medic. Oh, he is going to... No, thought about it. Yeah, no. Could have healed
Doesn't
the
end
para.
up healing anyone.
He's too cool. Too cool for school. Yeah, so... This is, I mean, that's a good nudge. And should, if Niclas can get a turn with one of his scouts, should be an easy double there. But Grenadier still on full health.
I would say this Grenadier on full health is just mental.
I've never seen Grenadiers last this long in a game so far.
Yeah,
like
this far into a game, still on full health.
With a, oh my god, this guy is absolutely stacked. 3 mines now, 2 TNTs, and then his regular set of weapons. But it's not gonna. Oh! I thought he'd managed to place it. Then he's gonna place it through the wall.
If he'd managed to do that, that would have been insane.
Yeah. Oh, but this is where Mefisto. Oh, it's like, do you... Okay. It's like, do you opt to kill yourself with the extra splash and just deal as much damage on the Gren as possible? But he's saying, nah, screw it. I'm going to try and remove all kinds of poison. Deal big damage onto both scouts. I don't really feel like that's paid off as well as it could have done. Is it enough to kill one of them, though? Yes, it is.
Maybe the other one, too?
Oh, he does get the double. Okay.
He does, gets both of them.
So this
is where Mefisto comes back into the game.
Yeah,
Gives himself a chance. No, let's not be too drastic. It gives himself a chance because removing both of the poison and 2 pigs effectively. It's just that medic on medic situation. That's the only thing that needs to be dealt.
Yeah, this is what I was worried about. Is the trying to go for the double hit, but he also risks hitting his own medic, which is really not what he needs right now. He needs to make sure he does hit just. He does get it. Beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
80 split, and that is I think advantage back to Niclas now, unless this guy can. Does he have any more jetpacks? He should have one more, I think.
Yeah, maybe
2. Okay.
2.
So if he can get at least 60 damage onto the para, because the MoMA should be reversing at some point. I haven't been keeping track, if I'm honest.
Maybe minefield and kill?
I mean, that's also possible. Scoop, even just a scoop should have enough momentum.
I feel like scoop is not enough.
It's that green section right there. He just needs to scoop him, and he's done it. He's gone over him. No.
Oh no.
Where is this scoop, Mefisto? I'm looking for it, but but I cannot see. Santa Maria. All right. We'll come back to the medic. You can get the heal. I mean, he's still in scoop range, but there's no other paratroopers coming up for Mefisto.
Yeah, and most of the playing field was just cleaned out by accident.
Oh yeah, kind of worked out for Niclas. Gave him advantage from that, but he's switching it up to poisoning the scout, removing any form of poison for Mefisto. Again, he only has that single scout, and Grenadier is still full HP, still collecting all crates available. That is the most terrifying Grenadier I've ever seen in Hogs of War.
It's just absolutely insane how the Gren has been.
Oh my god, get me away from him, Niclas! Show mercy! The poor Sapper. I mean, it's Mefisto and it's the semi-final of the league, but oh my. No, did that even do any damage? I can't tell. There were so many numbers.
I don't think the mine did anything.
Oh my god.
It did so much damage, it pushed him out of the building.
Wow.
I guess that's why the detonation of the mine maybe didn't connect, but either way, this guy down to 47. So that was a solid.
Mefisto's playing with clip on, going out buildings.
Yeah, that was a solid 83 damage. And now he can still chance it by trying to nudge him into the minefield, but he ends up risking damaging his own pig. Is the para close enough? I think that might be enough to kill his own para. No, I think he's okay. Oh, and that just didn't pay off. That was so
only 12 damage.
But with yet another machine gun, it's going to be more damage once again onto the medic. And I think that should be enough to take him out of the equation. Yes, indeed. Which means it falls to a very unhealthy para to try and do something without any jetpacks either. So he's got a lot of movement to do. He's got a Grenadier in the house to deal with. There is a crate to collect from there, the contents of which I'm sure people can tell us in the comments, because I always forget which crate this one is. I don't think it's anything particularly spectacular, but I could be wrong.
The airburst might be rocket launcher, I guess.
I think it might be a rocket launcher. Yeah. So at least he can deal 50 on the Gren. And the oh my goodness! What was going on there?
Ran out of time.
Yeah, I don't know if his input was a little bit slow there, but you can easily heal through the wall.
I mean, that might be a little too much, but it worked. Oh,
yeah.
I mean, what the heck?
Yet again, this is a round where Medic and Grenadier are still alive. I repeat, the Medic and Grenadier are still alive. What is happening?
And they're both...
Oh!
What?
No way. Gets the 30 and the
now
detonation.
Now Niclas taking a little bit of the piece, so...
Yeah, a little bit.
Too much here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Niclas is just ridiculous.
Yeah, but Mefisto definitely not out of this game yet. The health advantage is very much on Niclas's side, but a well-timed poison can make all the difference in the world, although, considering that the medic is alive, I'm a bit confused as to the thinking here.
I feel like Mefisto is very quickly running out of options.
Yeah, if the medic was... Oh no.
Like,
this could be a double kill.
The medic
I
and
feel
Gren are
like
still
if
both...
Mephisto's medic was still alive, we could have a game, but...
Yeah, when you hold all of the cards, and indeed all of the crates, it's it's too much in Niclas's favour. The first turn was distributed nicely. He made sure to take all of the resources plus health equals victory in round 2, because I'm effectively calling it at this point, which will mean that Mefisto will have a mountain to climb going into the final 3 rounds. Canyon, well, and Pitch Invasion. I mean, he's not going to give up, because again, that's not the type of player that he is. He does not wave the white flag anytime soon, and he will fight on and gain the skip turn. But considering that if the Grenadier, if it was any other class other than a Grenadier and a Medic, then he could still have a chance. But because he can effectively be one-tapped by the Grenadier, I mean, even if he kills him, the Med still has the weaponry available. But he's still going to put in the effort, still going to put in the work, and I imagine we'll look for the body block to try and dissuade the medic from hitting him, but I think it's all too much really for Mefisto. But it's well fought nevertheless, and there should be a simple 2 head jumps. Oh, steady. 2 head jumps and rifle burst. Again, Niclas making sure that he guarantees this win by maintaining the healing. And he just needs to deal damage here to take it home. Goes for the long-range rifle, which is always tricky. Aims for the butt, gets the 30, but not the 45.
Yeah.
Niclas.
What I really like about Niclas' playstyle is that he really is making everything possible to win. Especially, it was not needed this this healing, but this is like you don't you don't take your level of attention down. Every detail counts.
Yeah, very much so. I find it ironic once again. Okay, that was a solid 50. Find it ironic if Niclas makes it to oh my god, triggers every single mine available. If Niclas makes it to the final, and if he somehow takes it in the final, if he goes that far, oh my god, disintegrates the sapper. Disgusting. But yeah,
Sapper's just gone.
It was GG from Niclas there. Control the game throughout, and we move on to round 3, which, as I mentioned, will be Canyon, where things could get extra spicy.
You're going to lose me for 5 minutes again because I have no coffee.
No worries. You continue with your coffee. But I was going to say, if Niclas does make it to the grand final and takes the win, then it could be another Hogs of War League champion that has gone through group stages, hasn't had like the cleanest of seasons, but has still lost to me in the process. So when Iron Fox won last season, he lost to me in the group stages and went on to win. And I don't know, maybe it could be the same here.
Well, no matter what, we're going to see a new Hogs League champion anyway.
That's true. That's what I think everyone's excited for this season, is seeing all these new faces getting this far into the playoffs. But Canyon it will be. It will also be Mefisto to go first, as he comes along with the double scouts once again. Scout, Para Scout, Sapper, Gunner. Meanwhile, Niclas with the Grenadier, Scout, Gunner, Sapper, Sapper. So we see the double Sapper pairing, but that's going to be a lot of walking / running / limping for Niclas. Canyon is not kind when you're trying to go from one side of the map to the other, unless of course it's from like a first turn, but I don't know, man. Canyon is unpredictable. But this is the round that Niclas needs to take himself into the grand final against Revan. I know, humble brag. That's all I've got left, guys. That's all I have. Once you've been knocked out, all you can do is brag about the wins that you do get, right? It's like, I've beaten Niclas. It's fine. He may be winning, but I win at the end of it, right? But, this is interesting. Mefisto not going for any kind of invasion, remaining defensive and getting a first turn poison. That's nice. No medics to be seen, which is also quite refreshing. Oh, that's true. That's true, KB. I beat Niclas, but KB beat me. So does that mean that KB is the league champion this season? I don't know. Let us know in the comments. Oh, okay. This is also interesting as Niclas says, all right, I'm going to do the same thing. Doesn't come over. Gets what was effectively a perfect cluster, knocking him down to 45. So 95 damage from the get-go. And from that distance as well. That was so good. And Mefisto, I think, setting himself up for his next possible turn with the paratrooper. Doesn't want to go down there yet, but this is also kind of a double-edged sword because you put yourself a little bit closer, but you also risk being just shot off the edge. So, yeah, not really sure on the thinking there.
I feel like this canyon is getting weird. No one invaded.
Yeah, nobody wants to make the first move.
I mean, last time I saw something like this was maybe a Pin versus KB doing like a long range this no Pin versus Castor maybe.
I think it was maybe me versus ADB last season.
Could have been.
I think, or it might be. Yeah, I can't remember. But yet again,
no one invading in the first 5-6 turns. It's like okay.
It was so close to a double, so very close. So we see one poison each on either side. More damage dealt from Niclas thanks to the Grenadier. But I mean, looking at Mefisto technically has the weaker lineup. I mean, he's got the double scouts, so okay, those poisons could come in handy. But with a Grenadier and 2 sappers, I think when it comes to the sapper, that is when Niclas will be looking to invade. But we see a long snipe onto the scout from here. He's got to make sure he gets it. That looks decent. No, it's too far to the left. No, it's a miss from Mefisto. My goodness. Pressure is on. Mortars are down. Gunner is too good for them, apparently. I see how it is, Niclas.
I think the gunner has enough of them.
Yeah, maybe he'll save them for one of his weaker classes. Maybe he's saving it for one of the sappers to maintain the defensive position because he's taken up... he's hunkered down, I guess, with the terrain in front of him from here, and he knows he's definitely practiced this shot because that is near enough on the money. No splash, though. I feel like Niclas knows who to go for and when. As the jetpack comes in, and this is where Mefisto is saying, "Screw it, okay, I'm coming over." Where's Pink when you need her? I'm coming up, and you better get this party started. But sadly, he's going over, not up, so that doesn't quite work. Although position here is, I mean, he's going to do him a favor. I'm thinking more on the opposite side. There is not potential yet for out of bounds, but it is on my mind. Ouch. Full damage 58. That's not the best number. I told you Niclas would go back to being unplayable in the playoffs. That's true. He has found his mojo, and so far in this round, it is very much feeling like it's going Niclas's way.
Yeah, and Niclas now starting to invade.
Yeah, they seem to be mirroring each other, just kind of taking the right moment.
Yeah.
I know what
both players going for the invasion.
He's trying an out of bound here.
It's possible.
It's definitely possible from here, yeah.
If the scout does go out of bounds, then that could be game over. And I think he is dead. Oh no, game says no. Okay, game on.
Right, comes back into it.
I'm really glad he didn't explode because it does kind of suck when that happens.
It does. But the game is the game.
Yeah, and we could see a flamethrower here. I think that might be the best course of action. Although, yet again, position here isn't perfect for the gunner, but it's best to remove said grenadier.
Yeah, I feel like a better, Mephisto could have thought about getting a little bit of distance. I feel like this might be the first sign of, him giving up. I don't know.
No, I feel like he's very much in it. I think, yeah, he could have backed up against the wall, but you just want to guarantee that you deal enough damage onto the... Because now that the Gren is dead, it's kind of even. It's an even split now between the 2 sappers and 2 scouts. So, scouts for Mefisto, but sappers for Niclas. But now that this guy is down to 33, I mean... this is really where the scouts need to make the most of it, and he needs to poison the other sapper. I don't know. I feel like now that the Grenadier's out of the equation, even though sappers are the more powerful heavy hitters, I mean, our position here is tricky for Mefisto, because to the right side of him there is maybe potential to be blasted out of bounds. Don't forget, he did miss that sniper shot onto this scout in the previous few turns, so I suspect there'll be another poison. No, interesting. Niclas going for damage rather than poisons.
That's peculiar.
So, is this the turn? No, okay. I was thinking...
This guy's still alive, how?
Yeah, I was thinking he was going to look to set himself up to invade on that side, but instead this is kind of the next best thing. Put all of your chips onto damaging the sapper, but the terrain isn't the best, and he's got a lot of work to do to get this in and get the bazooka, but the water will help here. But with 3 seconds, it's very close. My goodness, barely half a millisecond remaining, but that is very nicely done from Mefisto. And with the body block as well. So nicely done.
Just now gets the shot away. But
yeah. But Niclas will look to get the skip so long as he doesn't... As long as he doesn't deal extra damage, he's fine. He's on 3, so Sapper will skippity-roo.
Yeah, it'll be next turn, I think, will be that... Next turn of Mephisto, I think, will be that Sapper.
Yeah, and that's a unfortunate number. That's a risky strategy. I mean, your paratrooper is kinda already dead if the sapper is able to take a turn. So do you just say screw it and damage him anyway? But he needs to push them apart perfectly without dropping him in the water. And that is perfectly done. Unless the slide, no, he gets it. So we have a skip turn each now. And I feel like the advantage is very much with... it's too early to say. I wanted to say Mefisto. This guy, down to 7. So that's a low health pig that Niclas needs to pay attention to and deal with at some point. So if we...
Still advantage Niclas though.
Yeah, I think if we...
Feel healthier, better positioned. All the pigs from Mefisto are dead or close to water.
Yeah, this is the biggest advantage for sappers in terms of the positions of these pigs. And with mortars as well. He's got the long range capabilities now. This scout was on 90, but he will be hoping, I think, Niclas here to nudge him close to the low health para. And no water damage, but it will be splash.
Yeah, a bit of full damage.
37. So I think if I was Mefisto, I'd be hoping to get a poison onto the full health scout. Although, do you look... Either the scout or the gunner, because they're both on full health anyway. Mefisto is banking on getting another skip by just damaging pig closest to him, but whether or not that will pay off. Don't forget, he does still have a full health scout, Mefisto. He is on 140. That is a decent turn. And finally the scout comes down. Camera goes crazy.
Maybe a little bit too excited.
A little bit. And this is where the distribution of forces is really going to come into play. There could be a double there. Just needs to get it up the hill. Yeah, that's nicely done from Niclas. Cool, calm, and collected. Which means that his other scout, Mefisto, is now down to 22 and poisoned.
This game feels like it's gonna be, left to a 1v1, and it's gonna be probably a gunner / a scout against another scout. So I feel like it's gonna come to, precision in the long run and long range, actually.
Yeah, Mefisto. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Who knows who's gonna take it?
I mean, I can see that Mefisto is trying desperately to gain a skip turn because he knows that he has the chance with his next turn to damage the sapper, but this is a skip coming for him. But it's really not the best position for Niclas to put his gunner and his sapper together. So yes, he gains the skip, but now with his gunner by the water side, that was his strong defensive position. And now that he's given that up for skip, I mean, it's good, sure, but for the rest of these turns coming up, I mean, he's now got to... Is he going to disintegrate himself? He is. Oh, and it's only a 30. Oh, okay. I thought his pig was going to slide down.
That's huge.
That is huge. That is massive. The bar still puts Niclas a tiny bit ahead. There's no flamethrowers for the gunner. There is plenty of mortars though, but this is where the gunner needs to come into his own. He needs to get damage onto Mr. Scout, who is still full HP. Mefisto changing position. Goes for the mortar. Needs to check the skies as well, because I, once again, do not trust the blimp. Never trust the blimp on Canyon. He's not going to look, he's going to go free fall. I think that is just enough.
I think that's maybe a bit short.
Okay. Literally just enough.
Yeah, so 102 and 100... Oh, sorry, 99 and 102 on the gunner. I mean, both of these guys will have an opportunity to get a poison. But yeah, Niclas needs to pay attention to his position. He cannot be caught lacking and give Mefisto the double. I mean, he needs to go around the corner. Make sure that he's not in line. I mean, I still feel like that's a possibility for a double for Mefisto, but it could be tricky. The gunner's poisoned.
Yeah, Niclas just going for the safe option of poison there.
Yeah, and now I think we're going to see body block combined with
poison, probably.
Oh no, I think he's going to take the long way around. You've got to try and minimize health loss from water. Yeah. So I think he's going to say screw it and poison the scout from here. This is working out the way you said, Axby. It's really going to come down to the last few pigs here. 2v2 at the moment. Will it circle round? Will it have enough? No.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
I guess I'll somewhere. On the wall.
Yeah, I could see what he was trying to do.
Blew up the tire. Unfortunately, got a spike.
Yeah, these matches are going to give me a heart attack. I agree. It is too close to tell. We're going to see some body blocks now, I think. But with a 2v2, it's kind of like you're always going to have at least one target. So, interestingly, nobody going for body blocks yet. And it's kind of like, well, now that the scout is down to 84 on Niclas's team. Oh, the 90 coming out.
90.
Oh, goodness, what a time to pull that out of the hat. He has effectively dealt a shrapnel's worth of damage with the mortar.
I mean,
does that call it now? Though 16 as well. He's within skip range. Mephisto is running for the hills.
See, if I was Mephisto, I'd be very tempted to just do a single head jump on my own pig at that point, just to take him out of skip range.
Yeah, I do the same. I think he's got to effectively to stay in this. He has to pull off exactly the same shot here, which
that's true.
I mean, considering the wall is right there, he will get at least 60. No, doesn't even. Okay, falls in the water, but oh my goodness! I think health pools are too great right now. Even with a skip, that's a lot of damage to deal. Yeah, that's a good plan from Niclas, but he doesn't have a poison, so he just has to. He just has to remove the scout.
Does Mephisto scout still have poison?
I believe he does, yeah, but it's not gonna matter. Yeah, and I think it's too much for Mefisto. If I'm honest, I mean this guy. Oh my goodness, 59 versus 102. So unless he can pull off the biggest, most insane hit with a mortar right now, I do not see.
Up for a great canyon moment where someone hits the blimp at the very last turn, or
maybe.
Like
we're kind of always expecting something insane to happen on this map. I will admit, but
maybe we already had it with the one with the 90 or 110. Maybe
yeah. I think that is... Oh, wait, I saw the blimp.
It was far away.
Yeah. Oh, and he, again, just gets it. Just enough. I mean, it's nowhere near the amount of damage he would have wanted to deal there. It was still a, 45? But this guy is still on 60-odd HP, 57 versus 59. All he needs here is a...
straight up bazooka
or
a mortar and check for the blimp. For the love of God, check for the blimp. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a good move.
Far away, check again.
Nicely done. But that means that Niclas, Mr. Niclas and Mr. Revan are indeed our finalists. And he gets 70 on both himself and onto the gunner. GG from both, but wow, what an absolute rout from Niclas. Proving all the doubters wrong, finishing with the single scout left. GG to both. 3-0 to Niclas. And we have our finalists for this season.
Yeah, I feel like we can call it the Mr. Final for this year.
Yeah, Mr.
Final with Mr. Niclas and Mr. Revan.
Indeed. Well, let's leave it on the victorious scout and give our final thoughts, boys. Appreciate joining this evening, but what do you make of our two matches tonight?
Yeah, I mean, in this match, I feel like Niclas had the best performance of the year. Very clean, very few mistakes. Maybe just the first mistake in Barnyard Blitz, where it was like his wake up wall, his rush of adrenaline, and then smooth sailing from there. Nothing to say, GG.
I'd agree with all of that. Meltman, final thoughts?
Yeah, I just feel like Niclas just absolutely mullered it just then. Just knew exactly what he wanted to do, then just went and did it.
Indeed.
Like very few mistakes, and just incredibly well thought out turns overall.
It was indeed. I think everybody enjoyed it, and we've had a nice even split of results throughout the playoffs. Hasn't been the kind of norm of solid 3-0 wins across the board. We had plenty of 3-2s, 3-1 in the previous game for Mr. Revan. But once again, huge thank you to everyone for joining us in the comments, keeping the chat going, keeping us going as well. We appreciate the support, and indeed for the players as well. But we have our finalists. Next week, the dates and times, of course, for the grand final will be announced. If not next week, then potentially this weekend. I don't know. We'll announce it either in the Discord and indeed across Twitter, as always. But we hope that you can join us for the grand final of the Hogs War League 2023, Revan versus Mefisto. Stay tuned, because there's plenty more insanity.
Don't fuck it up now, come on! Send the state again!
Yes, indeed, Niclas. Thank God you didn't go to well, or Pitch Invasion. I'm kind of glad we didn't get to see them. We got to see a nice array of maps this evening. But once again, big thank you to everyone in the community who has supported the league this season, gotten involved, and just generally shown your support throughout. So we're going to end it there. Appreciate you guys as always, and we will catch you all later.